Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Wait, what's happened? This doesn't look like last week. That's right! We're following government guidelines, and the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast is sadly brought to you, just like WrestleMania 2, from 3 separate arenas across the country.
Yay.
Ross, hailing from the Pink Room in Cultaholic HQ.
The conjunctivitis room.
The conjunctivitis room, yes. They'll give you plenty of things, but COVID isn't one of them. Jack, in the room formerly known as the recording studio, now known as the juggling office.
The juggling room.
Juggling room. I do apologise. I'd hate to get that name incorrect.
Tom juggled in it once, so it's just a sort of whimsy that we have over here. We called it the juggling room, haven't we?
More specifically, Jack is in the FIFA lounge inside the juggling room. Christened last week at the fantastic Cultaholic Christmas party, which went off like a firework on bonfire night.
Yeah, it was actually really fun night.
God, that was a week ago, wasn't it?
It was?
Yeah. Good night, good.
It was, considering the drama leading up to it.
Oh man, it was fun. We had a fun time.
We knew you'd have fun.
But then,
you knew you'd have fun.
But then, it was really good. And to be fair, Lukey Blue Shoes, Luke from Cultaholic, one of our very talented editors, decided to take a sneaky photo of me and tweet it, where it looks like I'm having the worst time. But I wasn't. Yeah, I was just very drunk. So context is everything. I feel like now I know what it's like to have been papped. Yeah.
We had a great time in the arcade. There was a group of us sat on the couches inside this arcade, which had, how many machines must it have had? Like 20, 30, something like that? Big, bloody, old, retro gaming machines. And we were sat there playing with our hands.
We're playing fives.
Having a game of fives with our hands, all these machines. We showed them.
But no, I had to go on a couple of the machines. I had to go on the bike one, and I had to go on, I think they had Turtles in Time. I had to go, was it The Simpsons?
I had to go on this Olympics
both.
one. Right, this Olympics one, and the aim of the game with the 100 meters, you just had to press a button like that, again, just one button. So much fun.
It was fun. It was a fun party. It was
fun. It's track
really
and
was, yeah.
field.
It actually was. Contrary to everything that I said, it was actually a really good night. So I'm glad in the end that I was wrong.
I'm not going to reveal on the podcast how much was spent behind the bar, but I learned what it was this week.
How much Ross spent behind the bar?
Oh, I forgot that we were paying for the bar, so I was going, get the shots in for everybody. Come on down.
Yeah. The novelty of a free bar wears off when you realise that it's your company.
Yeah, I realised that on Saturday morning when I was sat in my flat, hanging out my arse. But there we go. Everyone had a fun night. It was good.
We certainly did, and I'd like to thank the good people of Coop Chicken for showing up with their booze-absorbing chicken.
Was it booze-absorbing? Because I learned a thing on Monday morning. Fraser goes, do you remember sconning a chicken breast off Jack's head? I was like, no.
No, I don't know.
Apparently I was just sat there on the benches towards the end, like around the perimeter of the room, just hoying chicken at you off your head, and you were like going, who's doing that? And I kept like hiding away.
Me?
And you didn't see it, yeah?
I don't remember this at all. Wait, were you sure it wasn't Jack Atkins?
No, Fraser said it was you.
He's making that up. I don't remember this at all. But I remember parts later on in the night than I do from then. I sort of leveled off. I kind of got less drunk, but I hadn't eaten very much. It was messy. It was bad.
Wow, you got papped and gaslit on the same night.
Yeah.
Or so would have you believe. But you know what? I was having such a lovely time. It wasn't until days later I realised how out of practice I am with actually going outside and socialising because of the hectic 2 years it's been. When I saw all the photos and stuff that people were showing online, like Andrew being all little with the little Watto from episode 1 statues next to and all this, everyone else having a shot like yourself. And the only photo I took the entire night was of an arcade game that I hadn't heard of before.
No, fair enough. For the
not Ross or Jack or all the lovely people I've had such a lovely time with. Just Look at that arcade. I've not heard of that. That's the one photo I took.
I think photos on nights out are overrated. I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with it.
It's a very like teenager thing. Like, oh, look at me on that night out. I was completely drunk. And you get a bit older and like, don't take them pictures. I'll have a family one day and they'll see that.
That's true, but because of the last 2 years, some of the only things we've had are memories. So it's like you post on Facebook and you get reminded a few years from now, oh yeah, that thing did happen. Like Mrs. Faversham and just a wedding dress.
We were.
Didn't get that one.
There's the chemistry that we're renowned for. Yeah, great seeing you guys.
Do you mean Havisham?
Mrs. Havisham.
Yeah.
Great expectations.
Yeah.
We had great expectations for this podcast, and we have hit them right from the get-go.
I thought you said Faversham, so I just thought I didn't get it.
I'm great with names. Her and Bruno, the former WFG. So, Jack, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good today. I'm good. I'm all good. I mean, I've had a week to recover, so it's been all right. I
love how little you look with the framing.
Yeah, I know what's going on. Hang on, but no, I'm good. I don't really have much to report. It's just winding down now, isn't it, to the Christmas break? How are you, Maffew?
Wonderful. As we started off this podcast, start recording, I went, oh no, you'll see the Twitch headphones that were paid for by Twitch people going, go on, get cat ears, you little freak. And I thought, oh God, I'm going to look really silly, forgetting that I'm, of course, wearing the bloody little jumper and have my wee fat dog with me. So, yeah, hope to keep this gannon, this momentum. And how you doing, Ross?
I don't care about me, Maffew. Who's the dog on the wall with the shoes?
I forget. I think the name's on the back. Hang on. It's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
Anonymous dog.
It's a fish. I'm all right, Maffew. I'm fine. It's just been a long couple of weeks getting the content ready for the Christmas break. 12 to 16-hour days for 2 solid weeks now. Fantastic. I'm raring to go on this podcast this morning. That makes me sound really bitter. I am.
It does, yes. That's what we like from you, Ross. So, we'll start off the wrestling news now. We'll get the negative out of the way.
The wrestling news now?
WWE offered Kevin
I'm
Owens.
trying to segue
£7 million.
All right, we'll do a silly thing then.
Every single day.
Thank you. I'll do a serious one, then we'll go on to the less serious one first. Then Kevin Owens has re-signed with WWE, bucking the trend of leaving the company and actually staying with a deal that's reportedly for $2 to $3 million per year. This obviously upset a lot of people. And surprising, going, wait, you want to stay here? So, yeah, it's a family man. He's done his bumping. He's done bumping for 3 careers at this point. So, what do you think, Jack?
First and foremost, I think, like, whatever he wants to do and whatever's best for his family, then fair enough. I mean, it's a lot of money to turn down. But I would have guessed that he would have actually gone. Because I feel like AEW aren't going to offer Kevin Owens, like loads and loads and loads less, but that's a higher amount than I thought WWE would be offering. But I just thought because his pals are there and stuff, and it's generally a more creative place that I think he would have really thrived in booking wise. I thought he would have gone, but I'm not one of those people who's like angry at him for doing what's best for him. Like, fair enough.
Ross.
I forgot we do this like this on this podcast now.
I know, it's so awkward.
It's been a while.
And now we turn to the other person.
I think people who are upset about Kevin Owens getting $2 to $3 million a year should get in the bin. I'm made up for the guy. He's certainly earned it over the past few years. There's just that little bit of your brain which goes, hopefully he's creatively satisfied as well, which obviously hasn't always been the case in WWE. It would have been fun to see him go elsewhere, don't get me wrong, but as you said earlier there, Maffew, he's done his bumping and his grinding and jiving and whatever else he's done way back in the day. So let him get his money now. Take care of his family. All the best to him. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah. Speaking of KO, did you see him replying to, I think someone, just himself, going, if anyone asks me the most painful bump I've ever taken, I know my top 2, it was him getting flipped off the apron by Lashley on this Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that was his new most painful bump.
And then someone said, what was the other one? And I forgot about this freakish bump. Big old Braun, just a choke slam, just on the ramp, like it's normal.
This is when Braun Strowman wanted to murder Kevin Owens for no real good reason, pushing him over in a toilet and flipping his car over.
Toilet, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Flipping his car over. That naughty Braun Strowman,
Literal poo-housery. Anyway, good for Kevin Owens. I can't wait to hear the Seth Rollins shoot-style promos of, you're the reason, your big fat contract is the reason your friends aren't here. Johnny Gargano reveals lost WWE Attitude Era podcast with Adam Cole, saying that they recorded a pilot for a podcast that they hosted. They were going to host an Attitude Era podcast together. It's going to be under the WWE banner. They recorded a pilot, so a couple of guests, including Malcolm Bivens and Dakota Kai. And then it got denied. Then he left. I mean, it's a really original idea, that, to watch the Attitude Era back podcast. So
well,
I think we should try doing that.
On one hand, it's very similar to what you and Tom do, but Gargano and Cole are so funny together that I'm quite sad that it never happened, really. But I don't know. But when it's a WWE documentary, when it's a WWE produced podcast talking about WWE, you're not going to get the full story. You're not going to get like the downsides as much, are you? So maybe it wouldn't have been good. They're very entertaining guys, though.
I would love to see those two commentate on the Attitude Era within kayfabe, which is what WWE podcasts are, by and large. I listened to the first few episodes of Corey Graves' podcast, right? And that was like treating kayfabe as if it was gospel, and I just had to turn it off. So listening to Johnny Gargano speak about the technical prowess of Kane in 1997 is something I would have liked to have heard. Couldn't give a toss about the backstage stuff.
So isn't Corey Graves is talking about all of it as if it's all real things?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this was like literally the first 2 episodes, maybe 3 at a push. So maybe it's changed by now. I don't know. I think it's still going. Is it called After the Bell or something like that?
Oh yeah. I must have told the story about when I interviewed Christopher Daniels.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, it was. He mentioned it was just after the angle where Kazarian had pretended to join the Bullet Club, and then he was just undercover, and he helped Daniels win the Ring of Honor title. And I asked him about that. I was like, how great must it have been to win the Ring of Honor title and stuff? And he was like, me and my buddy Frankie Kazarian, we knew the Bullet Club were up to no good, but thankfully we overcame it in the end. And I was like, oh man, Chris. And that was when Kazarian was like an effective hunter, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or more of an undercover agent. He's more of a spy, I suppose.
Like Kevin Owens, his spying days are done.
Yeah.
There's a story that Jimmy Snuka was doing a shoot interview, but he had no idea what that meant. And so he was like, oh, sorry to get started in the business. He's like, oh, in the volcanoes, my family came and I traveled. And they're like, no, this is real. He's like, I know, brother. Jimmy stuck it there off to a happy start. Should we talk about Hannibal?
Oh, God.
Wait, get him in the bin, for goodness sake. What a tosser.
There we go. Moving on. MJF and Dax Harwood reportedly ejected imposter from AEW locker room. Whether or not I put that storyline deliberately after Hannibal is up to yourself. MJF Dax Harwood reportedly had to eject a fan posing as an extra from the AEW locker room last week's AEW Dynamite. It's noted that the fan made his way into the locker room where the situation quickly unravelled. He sat in Dax Harwood's seat. Hey up, Jack. And was informed as such. The individual apologised, noted he was an extra, and then moved on to another seat that actually belonged to The Blade. Other people in the locker room began questioning the individual as something was clearly off. When asked who trained him, the imposter claimed it was Jeff Hardy. It says here, again, it's amazing Cultaholic news right up, although the former WWE talent does not train wrestlers. The person was then unable to correctly recall who would have booked him for work with AEW, naming someone who would be involved in that line of work, leading to MJF and Harwood removing the imposter from the dressing room.
It just goes like, I can just imagine him going like, who booked you? Who booked you here tonight? Jim, just trying his best. The Jeff Hardy answer is a total panic answer as well, because Jeff's just been in the news. He's gone, Jeff Hardy.
That would be the rest of the person is Jeff Hardy. Oh.
Yeah.
I was watching a Kenny McIntosh hello inside the ropes thing with Cody Rhodes last night, and he's on about a story about Randy Orton from when he started way back in the day. And Orton was like, "Oh, we're going to go out for your birthday," and Cody was like, "Okay, I'll come along." And apparently Orton there was like the VIP lanes to do in America with the cars and that. Apparently Orton just drove the car into there, and the guy was like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" And he's like, "I'm here for Chris's birthday." No, not Chris. He's like, "Is Joseph? Oh, yeah, Joe's the owner. Oh, I'm here for Joe there." And they got themselves into the VIP bar. Very much like that. Randy Orton does it, or did it back in the day, before he turned to a nice guy.
It's so weird that we live in the age of nice guy Randy. It's like seeing Snoop Dogg do nothing but adverts nowadays.
And I don't know if it was in the same bar or a different bar, but Randy and Santino Marella were getting lap dancicles off some lovely ladies of the night. And apparently Randy picked one up on his shoulders and said, like, went to a balcony high up and was like, "Do you want an F5?" And then sort of did that and kicked her legs out and then brought her back in. Such banter.
Just wrestling, innit? Just bloody wrestling.
What are they like, these wrestlers?
I've seen that clip because isn't that when Cody says, and that's when I realised we're not out for my birthday.
Yeah.
We're just out because Randy wants to be out. Yeah.
What was the... Oh, yeah. I was going to make a joke when you were telling the thing about how dare they do that to Luther, but it didn't seem like the right thing to do.
Why not? Go on.
People like Luther now, don't they?
Yeah. He's
Deadlock
great.
Pro Wrestling's very own Dr. Luther. I don't know the tone, but I would hate to not mention it. Former Ring of Honor TNA star Jimmy Rave sadly passed away after a bloody horrible few years for the guy. That's what I mentioned because many people watch the show who are the same age bracket myself. Remember him from the TNA stint as the Rock and Rave with Lance Hoyt. All the stuff he did with the Embassy, and by stuff I mean get toilet paper thrown at him every time he set foot in the ring.
Was that one PW I think I saw on Twitter
Yes,
this week?
that's a
that was
byproduct,
amazing, that.
Yeah, his only trip over there, and they all went, "Oh, good. Let's all go over and get the cheapest Badger's ass flavour toilet roll and just throw it at him."
I
And
like
that one guy
someone
who just...
threw-
Yeah, some guy who threw the... Still wrapped. Like six-pack at him. Oh, you get heat in an igloo, that man. So, yeah. I thought I'd mention that just for the accolades and...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was horrible to see what happened to him, like, very recently as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to bring it back up, do that thing what we do with the news and just bring it on a high note. Sorry, this is the Cultaholic Wrestling News podcast thing. Buff Bagwell claimed he rejected a WWE Hall of Fame induction. Former WCW star Buff Bagwell has claimed he turned down the opportunity to be inducted at the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE inducted the NWO into the Hall of Fame, but clarified it was just the original four, even though Sean Waltman wasn't number 4. They actually called me to do the Hall of Fame thing, says Buff. I was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be part of the group in the Hall of Fame. I'd be Brett Favre, sorry, get that, getting a Hall of Fame ring because of the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre got a ring because he's Brett Favre.
Yeah, but Brett Favre's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And
Even I know the name Brett Favre.
Lads, what are the chances, right, that WWE sent out feelers to the entire NWO, right? All of the NWO, Buff Bagwell, the Renegade, whatever the hell his name was, the Disciples, sorry, back in the day, all of them, right? And the only 4 to turn up was like the 4 most famous ones. What's the chances,
It's mad. It's mad. I believe him. Buff is the stuff. Why would they not? If I was looking at a list of the NWO, I don't think it would be complete without Big Buff in there.
Really?
Ooh, I don't know if it got no, but I've got a soft spot for Buff Bagwell because he was in one of the first wrestling matches I ever remember watching. It was a 4 corners match on Thunder, but on Worldwide. He didn't win, but I thought, who's this guy? Like 6-year-old me having a great time. I just had somebody there roll a chair across the ceiling, and it was very evocative. So
This will be a fun podcast because now we'll be able to see on and hear if any of the things that we actually notice when we're doing these things actually get picked up. All the times you hear someone go to the toilet for 30 seconds and then there's a pause and they go for another 5 seconds.
God forbid anyone goes to the ladies' toilet in the office where Jack is. Because I don't know what the issue is with the toilet, but it makes a deep rumbling noise. Like that film in 2005 called War of the Worlds, which I went to the cinema to see. So that's why I remember it. Now those big tripod things, and they all went. It does that for like 30 seconds after you flush. It's incredible.
very strange. I feel bad. The only girl on our side of the office is Ashton, and I feel bad for her because everyone knows when she's been to the toilet. It's like a toilet alarm.
That's what you want when you're at work.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
Who's
the
been to the toilet?
It's the toilet alarm. Come on, everyone.
You step out, all the editors stop what they're doing, take the headphones out and go, toilet, toilet, toilet.
We'll do a shot every time.
Do a shot every time someone does a So, I like Buff Bagwell, but I don't like Buff Bagwell as much as Buff Bagwell likes Buff Bagwell. Because, yes, he was a great part of the WCW, and it was a fantastic bit with Scott Steiner in 98, 99. But Hall of Fame, the one in his head, yes.
Oh.
Hey, but you're not the stuff, Maffew. So you wouldn't know what it's like to be the stuff, or a gigolo, or a male sex man. I don't know what the right phrase is for that. When I started working covering the wrestling, one of the first things I wrote about was Buff Bagwell being on a reality show. And I watched the advert for said reality show, and he was in bed. You saw his arse going up and down with an older lady who had paid some money to have Buff do the stuff to her.
But they showed it.
They showed on the advert. I could distinctly remember his arse going up and down in the bed with the lady.
Oh, sounds like a blockbuster.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that is how we're ending the news segment.
Buff Bagwell's arse going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Or if it's like his career, down and down.
Oh.
That's how we're ending the news segment.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
And now it's time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, this is word for word. Former England cricket captain, host of Top Gear and Flintoff, Lord of the Fries, pro boxer with a 1-0 record, Andrew Freddie Flintoff.
How much percent?
8%.
Oh, no.
That hurt me last week when you slandered my Hall of Fame listing prowess. So I gave you the descriptive title last week to prove a point.
Thank
And
you.
it
I'll never complain about that again. It clearly doesn't matter. Although I saw him. I don't know if it was an old clip, but a clip of him went viral on Twitter this week in the car. Have you seen him in the car?
No.
He's doing some segment on Top Gear with like a younger guy, and the guy I don't think he's acting. It's too genuine a reaction, but he goes like, "You fan of cricket?" And Flintoff's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you watch any IPL? Which team do you support?" And Flintoff goes, "Chennai Super Kings." And then the guy's like, "Yes, Freddie." And he doesn't say Freddie. He doesn't know. He goes like, "Yes, my guy," and like fist bumps him. And Freddie's like, "I used to play for them." And he's like, "What? When?" And he goes like 2009. And he's like, "Oh, I was a baby then, so I don't know." He didn't recognize Freddie Flintoff, which I find, I don't know. He was English, so I mean, I don't know how possible that is.
That'd be great if it's like that goalkeeper who got interviewed on the high street.
Kieran Dyer had that.
Goalkeeper.
The Newcastle. Oh, was it Newcastle?
Oh, the old
Nah.
man.
The old fella.
Yeah.
Oh, Liverpool. It was Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah. What
Do
happened
you remember
to
the
Kieran?
derby that happened?
In 1955. Yeah, I was there. In the
Oh,
goal.
how was it? I played. I was in the match. Oh, right.
It happened to Kieran Dyer when he was at Ipswich.
Oh, that's amazing, that clip. Oh.
When he's like 18, and the guy's like, "What do you think of Ipswich? What do you think of the state of the club at the minute?" And he's like, "Yeah, great." He starts going like media trained. He's like, "Obviously, all the boys, great club. We're all great atmosphere in the dressing room." And he's like, "I play for them. What level? First team." Like,
Yeah, that's it, yeah. The one you'll have heard of. And his mate's laughing. You get off camera, he's like, "Oh, mate, really?" But Kieran's like, "Yeah." And at the very end, he goes, "So what's your name?" Kieran Dyer. Awesome. Anyway, 8%. Pigs in blankets, 41%.
Oh, on the eve of Christmas week.
Exactly. The Rock's penis, 51%.
Yum,
now,
yum.
I wonder if people read these two and got them mixed up. Why were we talking about The Rock's penis last week? Ross, winner of this week's Hall of
I've
Fame.
got no idea. It got mentioned in the news section for some reason. Oh, it was the website with all the reviews of the wrestlers' winkies from the Attitude Era that we found on the Wayback Machine a few years ago.
Oh,
And I
that
think it-
vaguely rings a bell now.
And I think it was just because The Rock's was distinctly long and thin that made it Hall of Fame worthy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yum
then
yum, though.
Sort of took over the podcast after that, really.
It did, yeah. And we
Rock
learned what a
strudel.
strudel was. A strudel's is some sort of dessert. Which is
Oh,
nice.
that's right. Now I remember. There was more than just Von Wagner last week. And this was the other bit of the podcast. Well done, Ross. And it's a hard thing to beat, but what have you got that's better than Rock's penis?
Easily better than The Rock's penis is the Cultaholic Wrestling / Triple Jump Christmas Party. It is Hall of Fame worthy.
Okay.
I had a ball. It was
Yeah,
fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant. Nothing to do with all the drink, just a fantastic time with good friends.
It was very good. It deserves to win, to be honest. Well, I don't know what yours is, Matthew, but it's better than my pick. Oh, no, hang on. I remember what my pick is. I can't say that. But yeah.
I'll tell you what. Have you been that drunk?
Though,
Huh?
I'm being a dick. Go on, Ross.
No, you go, Maffew. After you.
We played bingo.
We did play bingo. Well, I watched the bingo.
Yeah, and I won.
You did?
And I've left my prize in the office.
Tell everyone what you won, Maffew.
A Kindle.
Yes.
Bloody Kindle.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
Hey, look at us sparing no expenses. I've go and shut the door
prizes.
because the brew crew rumbling's opening the door.
So you were... So the bingo, right?
I get my Kindle.
Obviously, the four of us didn't partake because it would have been crap if me, Ross, Sam, or Adam had won. So, but I do have to say, congratulations for winning. And also, as a bingo caller, Adam was in his absolute element. He was loving it.
Because it came up on the screen, the correct names for everything.
Yeah.
Some of which worked, some of which didn't.
Yeah. Tickle
There
my
was some-
hand, 32.
Some
Oh, that's
numbers
what
had this. 2 numbers had the same thing, didn't they? Certain instances. I can't remember one exactly, but yeah. Shame on bingo.
It's like
You
two
know what?
fat ladies, 88. One fat lady and a skinny man, 18.
For more... to give a bit more insight on the bingo, congratulations to James Jenkins, who won. There was 3 prizes. Maffew, of course. And who was the third person who won?
Joel, wasn't it? Won
Joel.
an Amazon device, which I won't say the name of.
Joel won as well. But Richard Tubman and
Just not to set them off, Maffew, not because it was naughty. What do you like it?
Richard Tubman and Joel called house after the same number. And Richard called it first, but Joel... They flipped a coin, and Joel won the coin flip. I'm not sure about that. What do you think?
I thought... What's that noise?
It's someone walking upstairs.
Oh, we could actually hear that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Fair enough then.
That's
Write that down.
encouraging.
I thought it was funnier that to decide the coin flip, that Pacitti, because he's so tight,
not
went
'cause
and
he's so
found
tight.
a coin flip.
Did you enjoy the free bar,
website.
Matthew?
Yeah, did you enjoy the free bar there,
Coin
Maffew?
flip. I can't hear you for some reason. Coin flip website rather than flipping a coin.
No one's got cash. We've been in lockdown for 2 years.
Who carries...
Flipped his debit card. Oh,
I've not carried shrapnel on my person for years. That's a normal thing, that. I've only got notes in the card now.
I nearly forgot my PIN number during lockdown, and it was the scariest moment, but I remembered it from muscle memory. Because I've never had to get cash out for so long. It's just... Is cash dead? Is it the new print media? This is boring. Sorry.
I was trying to remember more highlights from the Cultaholic / Triple Drum Christmas party, and I can't think of them because
Did you?
Oh,
come
the
out-
mull wine.
mulled
Yeah,
wine was
mulled
lovely,
wine.
just
Oh, it's
basic
lovely.
Tesco stuff. That,
Was it?
yeah, incredible. Because I said to Adam, it's really nice. He was like, it's just from Tesco down the road.
My favourite bit, well, not my favourite bit, but one of my favourite moments was when Ross... So Mike obviously was providing the coop chicken and brought his lady friend, and she just was taking no crap. Like, Ross was trying to get people to do shots with him. And he was like, do you want one? And she just looked at him and went, nah. She sat there with just a bottle of beer. She knows what she wants. And
Yeah.
she
To be
didn't
fair,
want-
though, the
didn't
shots,
want a
that's
shot.
what I was going to say, the shots, because, you know, when you get a bit too drunk and you're worried you can't speak words and you don't want to not get served and then kicked out. So I was like, there was a sign at the back of the bar, and I forget the name of the shot, but the shot was Guinness. Was it Guinness mixed with Sambuca?
Is this slippery nipple?
Not slippery nipple, but it was called something else on the board behind the bar.
Baby Guinness.
Baby Guinness, is that what it was?
That was the version without Sambuca in. That was like Tia Maria.
Was it Tia Maria?
And then the slippery nipples when you introduce Sambuca into the mix. And then
Yeah.
your chances of winning drastically
Go down.
Yeah.
Whatever was written on the back of the bar, I kept just saying because I was like, I'm too drunk to try and think of something here. I'll just like read it out and get
Is
served
that
every
why we
single
started
time.
doing them?
Yeah.
I remember thinking, Ross doesn't really drink like Tia Maria. I don't
No.
understand where... Yeah, okay.
Or Sambuca. She started doing Sambuca. What was her name? I forgot. With Marjorie or something behind the bar?
It began with a D. It was either Debbie or...
Debbie,
I
that was
Deborah. Debbie, yeah, Debbie.
That was
And Jack,
special.
Jack was the younger, sort of her, like, assistant who she was bossing around.
I upset Jack at one point, the barman.
you?
Jack the barman, because it was when I was getting the shots in for everybody. There was the table behind, and I was like, get a shot for all them. And there was like 10 people maybe sat down at that table behind the bar. Big table. And I was like, we'll have 5 more up here because I was surrounded by people. And I was like, I want a few for myself. I dread to think how many shots I had that night. It was incredible. But again, you forget when you're doing the free bar thing, and you're the shareholder for the company, that we're paying for that free bar. So when Adam said the number that we paid for that bar, I felt terrible. I felt terrible. But there you go. It was a Christmas party. We had a good time.
I appreciate the shots, though, Ross. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also can't I can't work out how I wasn't like sick at any point, because we were doing quite a lot of shots and I didn't have enough coop chicken. The coop chicken went fast, and rightly so, because it's delicious. But I remember at one point Andrew just going like, "Oh, have a brownie, have a bit of brownie," and I remember for some reason being dead against it. Like, no, I don't want a brownie. I want to keep drinking. I don't know.
I remember one bit right from the end of the night. I tried to take the tray of brownies out the bar, probably just to throw at people. And Ben Potter, I have the vision of Ben just going, no, Ross, no. And taking it off as I was leaving the place. But yeah, it was a very, very good night.
It's like almost cutting off a hot tag. Just, no. I remember going up to the bar as well and have the same thing as you. I'm a bit, hang on, I've just stood up and everything's a bit shaky. It's like I'm on the moon. But I just asked for water. But I must have said it like a Men in Black, the alien. Water.
With sugar.
Sugar. But yeah, the good bar. What were you saying, Jack?
Sam commandeered like a wing of the party at one point to play a complex and riddle-filled game of cards that I just didn't understand from an outside perspective. It was like reading hieroglyphics, looking at the game that was going on. I didn't know what was happening there. But he seemed well into it. Oh. Yeah. Were you not part of the game?
No, I was playing Jenga.
I was going to ask you what the game was, but if you went on it,
loving Jenga.
Fair enough.
Because it was there, like, and I thought because there were these unopened, unused board game stuff like that, and like Monkey Kaplunk, whatever it's called.
Is that what the big golden egg was?
Yeah.
I never had a go on any of these games. Like,
so I thought because of that, the club had heard a bunch of nerds would come round. So they thought, better get all those board games that no one's played in years.
No, Adam sorted those out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Adam had bought them because he thought of everything.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't know. I don't remember this. I remember Jenga.
Yeah. But it was such a lovely opportunity to speak to many people in the office and the Triple Jump people as well, because more often than not, I come in and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? Oh, small talk. I'm like, oh yeah, did you see that? And then Ross is like, get in here and do the podcast. I'm like, yes, sir.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
That did happen one time.
That did happen. Was it a few weeks ago?
That was
me and Chidi were talking about the wrestling channel. I'm like, oh, look at that footage there. There's a young Dean Ayers and all that. And he just heard you, get in it.
I remember that one, yeah. That was an isolated incident.
That was in the middle of, we'd had a break and then Tubman needed to, he was going for a meal with his mom, I think.
Oh, yeah, that was a Thursday afternoon shoot, that, and Richard had to be finished by a certain time to go for a meal with his mom. Jam sandwiches with his mom. Didn't have jam sandwiches, he went to a proper restaurant.
And had some spam.
But you got a chance to talk to everyone, Maffew.
Yeah, just nice talking to them because a lovely bunch of lads who work for Cultaholic and Triple Jump.
And lasses.
And lasses.
Lads. No.
No. I would say lads is just meaning everybody, but I'll move on now. So that's the Cultaholic Triple Jump Christmas party. That's our thing to beat. Okay, well, our second place, so I'll go next. It's been a lovely week for the wrestling and the partying. You know what else has been weird? You know what? There's just not enough wrestling in the world. The finish to the F1 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right. I'll just read the Wikipedia page. This was a Formula 1 race held on 12th of December 2021. The race decided both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton both had 369.5 points going into the race. Verstappen won the race on the final lap with an overtake for the lead-on title rival Hamilton after a controversial safety car restart in the last moments of the race. And just like any other Wikipedia page, if you see controversies at the start, the little blue, you click that first of all. So what happened? Final laps. On lap 53, a crash from Nicholas Latifi brought out the safety car. Hamilton again stayed out without pitting, while Verstappen pitted behind him for a fresh set of the softest available tyres. Perez retired in the safety car due to oil pressure. After Verstappen's pit stop, he retained second, but with 5 lapped cars, those of, I'm not going to say all the names, between himself and Hamilton in first. As the debris from Latifi's crash was being cleared by the race marshals, the lap drivers were initially informed that they would not be permitted to overtake. Okay. During lap 57, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner asked race director Michael Massey why the lap cars were not directed to overtake. Massey then gave the direction that only the 5 cars between Hamilton and Verstappen were to unlap themselves. Immediately afterwards, Vettel passed the safety car to join the lead lap. Race control announced the safety car would enter the pits at the end of the lap to allow for a final lap of green flag racing, leading to angry remonstrations from, well, pretty much everybody. And yes, Verstappen used his fresh, soft, bounty upper tyres to pass Hamilton into 5 to take the lead off the race. What does that all mean, Maffew? Basically, it was a screw job.
It was.
With F1.
It was the Abu Dhabi screw job.
They changed the rules. This F1's special guest safety car consultant, Pat Patterson. Yeah, they're just making it up as they go along.
They've turned the F1 into wrestling. It's like if, for anybody not that familiar with F1, but if you know about football, and that time when Man City won the league with the last kick, like Aguero's famous goal against QPR and everything, when it was neck and neck right at the end. It's like if City were like 2 goals behind, so they'd given them a bonus one just to make the last few minutes more exciting. Like they'd manufactured a situation where it was a final lap showdown between the two, even though it should never have. I was very cross, and I'm not even a huge Lewis Hamilton fan because it's hard to support him when he wins all the time. But also, if he'd won this year, he'd have broken Michael Schumacher's record of championships. I was fuming, and to be fair to Hamilton, he handled it much better than I would have. He didn't do a Bret Hart. He didn't do the
the F2 or the NAS car or whatever.
The F2, the 2 football lads.
The freestylers, Swaztekers.
Oh no,
not what's the other one called? The tosser no one likes, Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy Swaz.
Arsenal's best youth player when they had I don't know who was in the youth team back then, but he got told he was the best player in the entire club when Vieira and Henry was there and Perez.
Yeah,
and people like that. Yeah,
and Bergkamp, who famously tore Newcastle asunder, and everyone seems to think it was a fluke, but I don't.
It was a foul on Nick Ostavi's ass, wasn't it? Yeah. Wasn't there something to do with Michael Schumacher's son being involved in the race and saving his dad's record or something like that?
I think that was just people going like, wouldn't that be like, because when Latifi crashed to cause the safety car to come out and for everyone to get bunched together again, which set up the rule change.
That's right.
It was Schumacher who collided with the guy who crashed.
Yeah. When the referee was down.
But I don't think...
Referee's distracted. Schumacher, El Hijo del Schumacher came out. Again, we're all just silly marks here in the F1 because obviously they're building up to the rematch.
Oh God, I came to a realization halfway through this F1 season that I didn't want Verstappen to win because he's going to be winning for the next sort of 10 years anyway. So I thought let Hamilton get the record, and it looked like he was going to do it, and then it was actually a screw job. I can't believe it.
Amazing.
Someone WWE, the BT WWE account on Twitter.
Yeah.
They tweeted like, "Can someone explain this to us in WWE terms?" And the top reply was when Triple H pedigrees Rollins and like hands the title over to Kevin Owens. It was exactly
yes.
like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, it's about time there was some excitement in the F1.
Oh no, not like this. Not like this.
Oh, no, that's exactly what they want you to think.
But Drive to Survive is going to be good the next season.
Oh my! I mean, that's yeah. They've already paid for that season, so. Exciting F1 stuff. Jack, what have you got for us?
I mean, mine's not going to win, which is sad because he's a lovely man. But I was going to nominate Cultaholic editor and fun guy Dan Heppel, because he was on top form at the Dan doesn't he doesn't come out that often, but whenever he does, he's like on top form, which I thought was because he's like hilarious and that, but I think apparently also just gets really drunk, which is great. I got that feeling the next day when you wake up and you're like, oh man, I was really drunk last night. Like, I hope I didn't do anything or say anything stupid. And but I was at my girlfriend's. But when I got back to mine, and Owen was there, and I was like, Owen, like what was that bad last night? Like, was that bad? And Owen, lovely boy that he is, was like, Oh no, I didn't think you were that drunk. Dan was drunk, so Dan's got me off the hook, and because he was a great laugh all night, and because he got me off the hook there, and because he's the brains behind Ross's. Well, it's not Ross's, it's everyone's, isn't it? But that series of, what do we call it? Can't remember the official title for it.
The one where we do some fantasy booking.
Yeah, basically, where Ross is. He's the brains behind that idea as well, and he's a Sunderland fan. So many positives just flying in. My nomination is Dan Heppel. I don't think he'll win against two massive nominations there, but at least he's in the conversation.
Jack had a chance of winning until that last thing you said.
He played a key role in the hand playing part of the arcade crew, if that makes any sense, because he rocked up there with I think it was his mum's Christmas present or something like that, a few stubby bottles of rum. He had 4, I think, and by the time he had 4 he couldn't remember the rules of 5s, and he was just a mess there. It was fantastic.
5s was, so a few of us had played it at uni, not that we went to uni together, but it's just played in different unis, it seems like, 5s, and basically all you've got to do when it's your turn is say a multiple of 5. That's all you've got to do.
Shall we have a quick game now over Zoom?
No.
Come on.
No.
1, 2. Maffew, come on. On 5. Either 5. On 5. So
Whose go is it? Whose go is it?
Oh, this is definitely going to work on this. So you say multiple of 5.
So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th one.
It's just 3, Ross. You just need to do 3 times.
Oh,
it's just
3
1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3, and then on the third one, you show either a 0 or a 5.
Whose turn is it? Who's the speaker?
Oh,
Who's
you
saying?
go first, Jack. You do all the rules. You do the speech and everything, don't you?
I propose a lovely game of 5s. 1, 2, 3, 10.
Oh, you got away with it. It was 15 for audio listeners.
So
this doesn't work, does it? Yeah,
that's the game.
Wow. I was just fly by.
But no, because when you get it, the number, when there's like 10 people around, no, it's very infrequent that someone gets the right number, and when someone gets the right number, everyone goes mad and they have to say a sentence without smiling or laughing, and that's where therein lies the challenge of 5s. Oh. But it's Ryan's first go, right? Another very talented editor here at Cultaholic. It's his go, and he's claiming he's played it at uni before. Goes 1, 2, 3, 7, and we were like, oh, man, Ryan, man. Oh, it was a great time. It was a great game of 5s. A lovely game of 5s, you might say. Dan Heppel, sorry, not the game of 5s, is my nomination.
Well, Dan Heppel, obviously a big fan of mine, and I love him so much I say his name incorrectly. Dan Heppel, the Abu Dhabi Screwjob, and the Cultaholic Triple Jump Christmas Party.
Wait, you said Dan Heppel, obviously a big fan of mine.
He's being sarcastic.
I haven't had much sleep.
Oh, I thought you would.
I know. I was hoping you wouldn't jump on that.
I thought you were genuinely saying Dan Heppel, he loves Botchamania. Like I really thought.
But now
that's
you've
what
said
you
it. No, I meant to say I'm obviously a big fan of his because I said his name wrong.
Oh, I've got
but
it.
I said it incorrectly. I'm just like,
no, sorry, I've got you.
I'm putting my car into the side of the wall so I can get this Cultaholic Screwjob and just move on. Dan Heppel, lovely human being, F1 Screwjob, and the Christmas Party are your 3 picks, and your 3 picks alone. But only if you go to patreon.com/Cultaholic and place your votes now. Disclaimer, you do not necessarily have to listen to the podcast to place your votes, as we have long since established.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling, SmackDown. Sami Zayn opens the show in a wheelchair with 2 nurses who look very much like wrestlers.
That
He
one
says-
on the left. Well, let's stop and talk about him. My God.
We've got half a sentence in, and already it's like, no, right, okay.
Let's make him world champion. That was the modern day masterpiece Chris Masters walking out with Sami Zayn there. Incredible scenes.
Indie wrestlers, or like wrestlers when they're used as extras, look like porn stars because it looks like the start of because they're big guys in work clothes. It looks like the start of it looks like we've just come round to change the light bulb or whatever. Yeah.
Just come to change your nappy, Sammy.
He says that he's the toughest guy in WWE history and plans to sue everybody involved for last week's travesty. He's, of course, speaking about the F1. Paul Heyman interrupts and argues with Sami, who threatens to kick his ass because he knows Roman Reigns isn't here tonight. Brock Lesnar arrives instead. and is friendly towards Sammy, suggesting they go on a big Canadian lads hunting trip. Heyman can't believe what he's seeing and says this is not the behavior of the former, and most likely future, Universal Champion. Lesnar goes, "You're right," and kills Sammy and the nurses.
One of those nurses got a rough end of the deal. Lesnar slung him hard into the ropes.
That was the modern day masterpiece that got the ropes. Yeah, at least he was so muscular and masterpiece-like he survived. Any thinner on the muscle scale there, I don't know what I'm saying now, he would have died. I thought this segment was fantastic. Brock Lesnar flamboyantly speaking French. He's like, "Oh, which part of Canada are you from? I'm from Montreal." "Oh, come on, tap L2." Whatever he said it. Can't remember what it was. Heyman said it was like being at the dispensary. Weed reference there, watching Lesnar doing what he was doing. And I love Paul Heyman sort of like he almost got turned on, didn't he? At the sight of Brock Lesnar throwing people around, and he forgot where he was and who he works for currently. I thought it was great, me.
Just another episode in the will he, won't he. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar love triangle.
And I don't know if we're going to get to it next, but like Kayla obviously comes up to him backstage later and was like, "What's Roman going to say about this then?" He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm buggered.
It's like he's been on a night out and he's bumped into his ex and he's been like too happy to see her, and his current girlfriend's like, "Hang on, what's going on here?"
That's a very specific situation, isn't it, Jack?
That has happened to me, but not the time you were thinking, because that time I wasn't happy.
It happened to you again.
Oh, it's happened to me years ago. Aye.
Wow.
How you better go? How many girlfriends have you had? Upwards of one. So there we go. Yeah.
That's nice.
10.
Nakamura and Boogs beat Los Lotharios in a really short match. That's it.
The finish was a bit hairy. It was Rick Boogs did a couple of good power moves. I don't think he did the baby shaker this week, which was a shame. But I can't believe Los Lotharios have been put in this.
Hang on. The what?
The baby shaker.
The baby shaker.
He gets the guy upside down and goes like that.
Oh, yes.
The baby shaker.
When he could do a pile driver or a tombstone, but decides instead just to go
like that.
Yeah. He'd be world champion right now if he just did a tombstone instead.
That's
people
how you
people are shouting outside. What's going on?
They're saying don't call it that move.
And then someone just looked through the door and saw me, and then the shouting stopped. Why are they having so much banter out there?
Oh, reckless youth. But that's how you burp a baby, Maffew. You turn him upside down.
Oh, the baby burper. Yeah.
What did I say?
Baby shaker.
That's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not awake yet. I need to drink some more Monster. But why are Los Lotharios getting beat like this already? That's what I want to know.
Because they have to. It's SmackDown. It's Nakamura. Of course, they're going to have the same match 10,000 times. It's the only thing he's done the last 2 years.
But they were doing some good stuff.
I thought they were getting a push.
Yeah.
A mini
No,
one.
I'll say it again. It's Nakamura on SmackDown. Be kind, rewind. Nakamura on SmackDown.
Fair enough.
Backstage, Kofi Kingston presents King Woods with a massive new crown. Woods says tonight New Day will prove they're the greatest tag team in WWE. And Drew Gulak is there.
Yeah, Drew was there, and I was relieved he's alive, to be honest, because we've not seen him for a while.
Have you heard his current entrance theme there, Maffew?
Oh, my God.
Yes, because it was put in the chat.
Oh, my God.
So good.
Have you been cruising around Newcastle upon Tyne at 1 a.m. with that blaring out through the window?
Have you been walking down Northumberland Street?
Maffew, have you been walking down Northumberland Street, right, and seen a gaggle of frat boys from Northumbria University, or maybe even Newcastle University, and thought, hey, this is a bit too intimidating for me, but I'm going to put some music on in my head and power through with an extra pep in my step thanks to the music in my ears. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah. I usually put on the theme from Shaft.
There you go. The theme from Shaft is the top tier of the frat boy penetration scale. Cultaholic's own frat boy penetration scale. They're dastardly, those frat boys, I tell you. Not to be trifled with unless you've got the right tune on in your headphones. Yeah.
Thanks, Ross.
You're welcome.
Drew McIntyre goes to see Adam Pearce. He's still angry about not being that battle royal that we've all forgotten about. Pearce says the entrants were chosen by a higher authority.
A higher power, maybe.
Has also decided that Drew isn't allowed to take his sword to the ring tonight. Drew stabs the desk.
He's such a little bitch these days, isn't he, Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
Get a grip,
I want to
man.
bring my sword to the ring.
No, I don't like it. Get a grip, man, will you, Drew?
Drew has a match against Sheamus and wins. Boo. Afterwards, we see Happy Corbin and Madcast Moss. Oh no, stealing the sword. Still stuck in Pierce's desk.
Why? Where's this gonna go?
Aha!
Watch everyone. Someone has removed the sword from the desk.
Oh God, it is gonna be that. It actually is.
Drew's going to get taken out next week, and it's going to be weeks of people trying to get the sword out the desk, and it'll be one man can take this sword out of the desk, and back he'll come with his kilt, with Winston Churchill on one side, the fellow with the crabs on the other side.
Fellow with the crabs.
The fellow with the crabs.
What was one of the stories he told was about crabs in a cave or something like that, and
Oh yes. Right.
yeah.
Oh, Spider in the
I've realised I've said that arse backwards as well. That fellow with the
That's what he talked about. And the crab came to him and said, I'll show you how to beat the English. He went, my God, a talking crab. Anyway, only slightly less ridiculous than what is happening on SmackDown nowadays. With let's make Drew over. Let's have him rebel against authority with his sword. And he's just a Doylem at this point.
It's when he doesn't get his own way, I'll kill you. Get in the bed, man, will you, Drew?
He wasn't in a battle royal. That's what this all stems from. Well, you know, you've had plenty of title shots over the past year, Drew. Come on.
Yeah.
This match was good, though. I tell thee, him and Sheamus. Yeah, the loudest match seen on SmackDown since John Cena went missing. It's a joke because he calls all those moves really loudly. But they were slapping each other really loudly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I hate doing the podcast over Zoom. I really hate it. I hate it so much.
All of the dialogue, none of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But thank you for trying, Ross. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, yeah.
I like that you put notes on all the stuff that happens on SmackDown, where I'm just like, yeah, that tag match happened.
Well,
Yeah.
people, I don't know if you know this, but people tune into this to hear like our opinions on what happened on these shows.
Which makes sense, doesn't it, for a podcast,
Yeah.
or else why we even bother trying? But a lot of the times I'm like, I have no opinion. It happened. But
Well,
God love
find
you
one,
for trying.
Matthew. Find
I'll
one.
find one. Let's see, the next bit. Caleb Braxton asks Heyman what Roman will think of his early comments about Lesnar. Heyman realizes he's put his foot in it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Hey man, nice shot. Naomi calls out Sonya Deville, who agrees to wrestle her, but introduces Natalya and Shayna as the special guest ring announcer and timekeeper. They gang up on Naomi until the arrival of Raiden from Mortal Kombat, says here, played by Xia Li.
Aye, because not only did she have the head thing, but what was with the electric? I didn't like it. What did you think of
What
the
on earth? You didn't like the electricity?
No, I didn't like the
Richard
electricity.
Tubman, wherever you are in the world, play the thing now. I'm changing up the move of the week this week.
Oh my God.
Oh, baby.
Because, right, that entrance I was blown away by. The electricity flowed out of her body no matter where she moved to on the ramp. It was incredible. You'd
Yeah.
almost think it was real.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
my move of the week this week.
Gorilla Monsoon, they should have piped in that commentary for him. You can feel the electricity in the air. Lee and Naomi are about to beat up Sonya, but Natalya and Shayna pull her out of the ring. The match has no result, but what a lovely entrance.
It really was. You didn't like it, Jack?
No, I didn't like it. I thought it was silly. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
This was this the silliest thing on SmackDown for you?
I can't remember. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Even more than Swordy Desky.
We'll see where Swordy Desky goes. At the minute, Xia Li's just in the lead for me.
Ooh.
She'll murder you. Careful now.
Yeah, she's the protector, so, and she protected Naomi from the injustice that we still don't know the reason for. Why does Sonya hate Naomi? Oh, will we ever find
She just
out?
does.
Okay.
She's already said there's no reason, so that's what they're going to go with. There's no reason, she just does.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's actually, to be honest, that is how it is in life sometimes, isn't it? Sometimes people just don't like you just cause. Maybe that is true. Oh, well.
Yeah. Arcade Bro are on SmackDown to take on the New Day and the Usos in the main event. Backstage, Riddle introduces Orton to the cast of Jackass Forever. That's one where Val Kilmer plays Jackass. The Jackass crew all mess around, and Orton is terribly unimpressed.
I was as well.
Yeah.
I felt robbed. I felt robbed, me. Imagine the interactions we could have had with Steve-O and Riddle. Oh, it would have been fantastic television, but he wasn't there.
Like everyone.
Steve didn't want to be. Steve wanted to be come to WWE in case he bumped into Umaga again.
Yeah.
Like everyone, I was 14 once, and Jackass was cool and exciting. But it just made me sad. Look how old Knoxville looked. His hair was white. Oh, I know we all get older and stuff, but it just made me feel sad.
Jackass 1 came out like 20 years ago.
Really? Whoa.
Oh God, you're right. It would have been.
Is that why they're doing this new one for the 20th anniversary?
I had it on VHS and I was in year 5 at school.
Oh, you must. Oh,
My mum didn't know.
That's social currency. That is strong at primary school.
Yeah.
Silence.
Sorry, I got caught down in memory of Jackasses and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they've announced that this is going to be the last Jackass thing they do because they're all ancient.
It's like
They may have just
wrestling.
made it up.
I was watching a YouTube video of like all the issues Johnny Knoxville has with his body thanks to Jackass, and it's incredible, like what he's been through. And I'm sure he can't piss or something at the minute.
Oh.
Or when that video was made, he had, I don't know. I have to go and watch the video again.
It's like the back cover of Mick Foley's autobiography. Just picture Johnny Knoxville and just here, can't piss. But yeah, I'll watch the film though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just, it's like, oh, how can we make them look charismatic? Put them next to Riddle. Okay, cool. Charlotte Flair gets herself DQ'd against Toni Storm by not adhering to the referee's 5 count. She continues to beat up Toni after the bell. Well done, Toni. You definitely got your revenge there.
Yeah. No, Toni already got her revenge. With the pie in the face, she pied her back.
They were even.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
No. She had 2 the first week. She had 1 pie. She's missing a pie.
Yeah, she's 1 pie behind, but this was a DQ finish, so the feud will theoretically...
The pie must carry on.
Yeah.
She's only Charlotte 1 pie. How embarrassing for Tony 2 pies.
I'm genuinely surprised that Charlotte didn't come out the next week and call her Tony Two Pies and try and get the crowd to chant Tony Two Pies. That's really WWE in 2021.
I threw pie in your face, Tony. Uh-oh.
I like the start of the match because Tony outsmarted Charlotte at the start of the match, which I thought, you know what, go on then, Tony, let's have some. But then I guess the finish was good. I like how brutal the finish was with like the kicks in the ring post sort of thing. But I don't know where we go from here. We'll have to tune into SmackDown tonight to find out.
We will. For pie on a pole. Backstage, Lesnar finds Adam Pearce and intimidates him. Talk about how he caught a huge moose during his suspension and hung it on his cabin wall. And somewhere in Newcastle upon Tyne, you hear the crowd chant,
Newcastle upon what?
Tyne. I hate this. I love people not knowing. Thinking I'm saying time.
You are
Tyne.
saying time. You did say time.
I can verify.
I did not say.
I can verify, Maffew. You did just say time.
I hate yous. Newcastle upon Tyne.
Yeah.
There you go. Newcastle upon
thanks.
Tyne.
Sounds exactly the same. Right,
Sorry, carry on. What were you, meanwhile, somewhere in Newcastle.
Ruin my
sorry.
crap joke. The Newcastle upon Tyne chant moose. It doesn't matter now. It's gone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He says he named the moose Pierce.
To intimidate him.
Because he weighed the same as the amount of... Was it guts that weighed 225 pounds? I can't remember what weighed 225 pounds in the moose.
When he says he hung the moose on the wall, he meant the moose's head, didn't he? Not the whole moose. That would be impossible.
That would be funny.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're quite something.
They was
no.
comparing a part of the moose to the same weight as Adam Pearce is to say, I'm going to kill you, Adam Pearce, and put you on my wall. If you suspend me again, you little bitch.
Yeah, what was the point of this?
Yeah. That's a good way of getting out of a fine, by threatening the person with death.
Yeah.
What was the point of this?
Brock Lesnar to threaten Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce doesn't fight him again.
Okay.
It's going to be a lean Christmas at the Lesnar household this year, having just paid that $1 million fine.
He
A
could
very
have
lean
bought
Christmas.
1/100th of Vince McMahon's egg with that.
Backstage from Moose Mania. No, I've read that bit. New Day wins the main event against the Usos and RK Bro.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Why did this match happen? Because
I feel like I've missed... Yeah.
Yeah, I turned on SmackDown last week when I watched it, and I was like, "Oh my god, why is this the wild card rule or something like that coming back into life?" But it just so happened, didn't it?
I thought I'd missed something as well, and I was too embarrassed to admit that in the notes. But okay,
No.
I'm glad that you were confused as well.
I just thought it was just okay. Well, here's just a match. We've got all the other matches sorted out.
No, but
Day one soon.
we had a team from Raw.
Yeah, I know that, but like they do that frequently anyway. They do it so frequently, I didn't even notice.
Not since the most recent brand extension. What about the sanctity of the draft, eh? Well, that's long gone. But I need to call out the bull poo poll that they had with, I don't know if it was people on the website or Twitter, whatever, but who is the best team, they asked. RK Bro somehow got 43%. The Usos got 34%. And the New Day got 23%. Oh, man.
If I was just the right guy,
Yeah. The New Day got 23%. Now that's a load of nonsense. WWE Universe.
Well,
Come on now.
on Raw, they're one of the most heavily pushed acts.
New Day would have won that poll, surely.
If it was a shoot. 43%. RK Bro.
No, like New Day is a proper threesome that we've seen for the last 6 years.
Have you not been watching King Woods this year? One of the wrestlers of the year he's been.
Oh, singles wrestler King Woods in a tag team poll. Exactly.
Speaking of wrestlers of the year, next week it's the Culties, everybody. Just thought I'd drop that in.
Yes. So we'll be in the office, but it was pre-taped.
And we've already recorded it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
recorded
Yes.
2 weeks ago now we record. Wait,
Yeah.
that day I put the tweet out, that's when we record it if you want to verify it.
Yeah.
When I asked you for some questions about it, so.
And you'll know
Yeah,
that we
well-
You'll know we recorded it early because there's a match that we just don't mention at all that's since taken place.
Oh, right. Yeah. But yeah, we've done lots of pre-taping, like Impact back in the day. So, AEW Rampage, the Lucha Brothers successfully defend the tag titles against FTR despite Harwood and Wheeler's cheating ways.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to say. I just
No, but you're
summarised
right though. So, probably of the 3 matches they had so far, probably the best one.
Oh,
But still, I'm like, okay, can we move? I'm not fussed about this anymore. It's happened a lot.
I love the different shades in this matchup. Don't know why I'm doing the Tony D'Angelo, but I am. They did actual, like, sort of mat wrestling for large parts of this matchup, which you don't always get from these two tag teams when they do the tussle in the wrestling ring. And the gory bomb counter thing I've got written down here from Cash Wheeler was sexual. He was sort of spinning around and then caught him, then did the thing. It nearly won Move of the Week. But then after that, I watched Xia Li's entrance, and I thought that's got to be my move of the week, the way she moved down that ramp. The electricity coming off her person.
Have you seen? Are you familiar with Mortal Kombat then?
I've played it once, like a few years ago. I've seen that. I've seen a few. No.
Bless you.
Matthew, I am. Who's your guy?
Jax.
Oh, I'm Scorpion. It's not very original.
That's good. It's okay. Neither is Mortal Kombat.
I'm Chun-Li, me. Hadouken.
There you go and see. What a man. What a man Ross is.
Her catchphrase is Hadouken, innit? Hadouken.
That's how she yells it, she says, how you doing, Chun-Li? She yells Hadouken.
Hadouken.
That's right, yeah, the hands. Nyla Rose, the bunny.
I need to say to you, Matthew, I had some, what were they called? They were like Chun-Li Stussy Dunks, I think, with the shoes from Jack Atkins. There were a Chun-Li version of some Stussy Dunks that I wore on predictions a few months ago. And I was like, how can I wind up people who like Mortal Kombat? And then everyone was like, you should say Chun-Li's catchphrase is Hadouken. And people will get angry. So
He's being serious. Chun-Li's not in Mortal Kombat.
but this is to get people annoyed.
Yeah.
So you knew she was from Street Fighter?
No, I'm going to clue Chun-Li is.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
No, he's trying. He's trying so hard. I'm like, you know what? Well done. But yeah, it's like Tom Campbell does those things, isn't it? Like spoilers for June, Spider-Man is in it, or whatever what he was saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tom.
Tom's tweets brighten my day. The ones about like Baron Corbin doing his tax returns and that. It's really good.
Yeah, the breaking news, yes.
It's good.
Jack hates those tweets.
No. Come on.
Just some of them. Nyla Rose, the Bunny, and Penelope Ford team up to beat Ruby Soho, Tay Conti, and Anna Jay. The Bunny uses brass knucks on Anna, allowing Nyla to get the pin.
Boo. I don't know what else to add.
Yeah, this was just moves, wasn't it? Lots and lots of moves happening one after another. I like
Moves.
Nyla Rose did a nice power bomb thing for the win. That was my takeaway from the matchup here.
I do like her power bombs.
Yeah.
Backstage, Tony Schiavone is about to interview Sting and Darby Allin, but they're attacked by FTR and Tully Blanchard.
Straight into the next feud, or the existing feud that is now their main focus.
He hoofed him square in the nuts.
He did.
That was my
It's good
Eric
that-
Cartman.
That was good. Eric Cartman, your other favourite Mortal Kombat fighter.
Yeah. Hadouken, he says.
Yeah, I do. Kid. But that was all just a salad on the steak dinner that isn't going to be eaten for the main event, which was, of course, internet favourite Hook making his debut. Beaten, thrashing, annihilating Fuego del Sol with the Taz mission. Wasn't called that though, I don't think. As his dad watched along, very happy.
That
What a lovely
picture,
moment.
that picture when Hook's
Yeah.
walking down the ramp and Taz is there going,
Good body
God,
lad.
son, God!
Kick him in the head. Get on. Be a hero.
It was class. Like, I love the presentation of it. It wasn't. I for some reason as well, I didn't even consider that Hook would be like that good at amateur wrestling style stuff. Despite being Taz's son, I was like, oh my god, yeah, of course he is. Of course he's good at that. And from a distance, when there was like a long shot of him walking down the ramp, his hair's got such volume that he looked almost like a sort of a Sonic character, in my opinion, as well. So that's my
His-
two thoughts on the thing.
his bonnet confuses me because it's so short at the back, but everywhere else, it's so long.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Where does it stop and where does it end? But I agree with Jack. Everything from because I've been listening to his theme this weekend, The Chairman's Intent by your man, Action Bronson. I've become familiar with this song this weekend. From that, I like just his attitude. I don't like, well, you know what I mean, though. I don't want to say like his attitude, yeah, like, you know, late 90s and that. But his attitude
His
when he walked down the ramp,
ruthless
yeah.
aggression.
All that stuff. When he just walked around the ramp, I'm like, bloody hell, he's going to kick someone's head in here. And unfortunately for Fuego del Sol, it was him. And I like the different style that he has with the judo throws and the jiu-jitsu influence, as Tad mentioned on commentary. Shout out to Fuego as well, because he was flip-flopping flying from him and making him look like a hard man. But yes, it was a massive W for the Hook.
Yes. And if Twitter was anything to go by, you'd think if just reading the reactions on Twitter that this man is headlining pay-per-views in a year's time.
Yeah.
He's outsold CM Punk as well. That's some news we missed
That's
this
right.
week. Aye.
CM who?
K.
Yeah.
Didn't work that.
Oh.
Hook.
Adam Cole beats
I
Willie
hate
Ute in the main
Zoom
event.
so much.
It's so bad, isn't it? I am right. Oh, that's good.
you were
But it's,
sat
just,
here-
it's flat, isn't it? It's
If you were
nothing.
sat here a split second later, you would have gone, let's move on. But no, there's a delay, and then, it's just awkward, isn't it? But there we go. I digress.
What's that
Yes.
for? What's that? Oh, he's done it on purpose. He's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, Adam Cole, Willie Ute, Cole Fish and the Bucks beat down the best friends afterwards, hitting the returning Trent with a shaved head with the BTE trigger.
Yeah.
The bastards.
Yeah.
But though, it's good because Rampage is like Dynamite, but it's like setting up more stuff for Dynamite. Everyone's feuding on doing something. There's always stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with
when-
Wheeler Yuta, who is
even
the third wheel.
Even when
best friends.
bigger names in AEW on in a big main feud, they don't just go away. Like they'll have it. Like when Hangman had his feud with Matt Hardy, everyone knew that was just him. You know, taking a bit of a step back to let someone else be in the main event for a bit. And I feel like this is what the Bucks are doing now in this feud with the best friends. So yeah.
Yeah, the Young Bucks feud with everybody alive.
Yeah.
Claiming this week that they brought in sneakers into wrestling, and everyone going, nah, sharing pictures of the Sandman wearing them in '96 and everything else. But
Oh, nice.
To be fair, I think that comment's got taken a bit out of context there.
that's not like wrestling news.
Because I watched the entire thing, and the guy does mention Shane McMahon to them, and they're like, oh, yeah, but maybe we took them to a different level. So whatever, I don't know. Trainers are silly. Chun-Li, stutty dunks. The match was a bit weird, though, with Wheeler Yuta and Cole, I thought, because I was waiting for the whole, like, he's not taking them seriously, but then Wheeler Yuta makes him take it seriously, but that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's the wrong time for that, for Wheeler and Adam Cole.
I thought that but the way they've used Wheeler, I thought there was, like, slowly but surely, building him up a little bit by having him do good wrestling with no charisma and no character.
Oof.
That's all he is, and he's another
Yeah.
fine wrestler, but I've got no reason to really care for him.
Yeah, he's like, if they're doing 6-man tags in Japan, it's always going to look at the lineups and go, I wonder who's taking the fall in this match. Tenryu, Antonio Inoki, Giant Baba on one side. On the other side, the Great Muta, Onita, and Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
Like, it could be anyone take the pinfall loss. Anyway.
That's what New Japan are doing with your Noah lads, aren't they? They've announced all these tag matches just before we've come in the studios today. Well, or your bedroom there, Maffew. And there's clearly one guy in every match who's just going to be taking the fall, isn't there? That's how they've structured that card.
It's a bit house showy, isn't it?
Jack and Sam will be watching all 12 days of that in January.
Oh, God.
I'm really scared for it because I've really fallen off my knowledge of like a load of promotions since not doing Wrestlers of the Week anymore. And since they announced this Noah show, Sam's like really committed himself to learning about what's going on in Noah at the minute. And I'm just I'm not even, they're not even on my radar at the minute. And he's mentioned Noah to me in the past sort of 2 weeks, maybe upwards of 8 times, and gone, you should check out this on-demand service that I've got. You can use my login. And I'm like, yeah. And I haven't yet. And I feel like I'm a kid not doing his homework. I feel really bad. But yeah, no.
See, I won't be watching it, but I'll definitely be interested to read any of if they do any more interviews or promos leading up to it, because they were sassy. So Cardu said, so have you been following Noah? And like yourself, you went, no.
Oh, get in, O'Connor. I want
He
to
said something like, Olympic athletes don't worry about amateurs.
Whoa.
It was like, oh, yeah, like the heat. I'm not watching the matches. But yeah, keep on talking crap. Yay. Also, before we get to Raw, NCL happened. North Wrestling. Tom Campbell's send-off. Because he's in demand. It's too much, so he's like, I need to take a step back. So he got a lovely, tearful farewell from a lot of people. And he did a lovely job. Very proud of the lad. I love Tom. Proud Cultaholic Ian. Cultaholic a person. Doesn't work at all, does it? Let's call him a diddler and move on.
Can I just say, to strum up the interest, I found out who is filling Tom's shoes, and it's a...
Do you actually know?
It's a big get for North. It's an exciting appointment.
Oh, have they announced it?
No, Tom just told me upstairs that he found out. I don't know if I should be saying this in the podcast. I'm not going to say who it was.
No, build up tension then. That's fine.
But it is exciting.
But also making his debut, I think. Yeah, I think it is. To confirm it, I guess officially, that he is actually out. Joseph Connors.
Yeah.
And you would have thought Austin has shown up on a 99 episode of
That's
Raw.
right.
The pop he got.
That's our booking that. That's what we did that.
Absolutely. Just to point out to people who might be hearing this going, are you insane, Maffew? Just to reiterate to everyone, we said this before, I know that I've said it at least 100 times, and Jack said it a few times. Joseph Connors, because of WCPW, booking him so well, having these great matches with Drew McIntyre and
because
Matt
of
Hardy
his own,
and Joe Hendry.
and because
he's good.
Because of his own great work as well.
Yeah.
His own great Gollumness.
Yes,
Exactly.
he was like Gollum with that belt.
That's right. Yeah, his Gollumness, he will always be over in Tyne Weir. That's it.
Yeah.
Just want to point out to people, because there were a few people who were visiting the area and were bemused by the giant reaction that Joseph Connors received.
I'm glad he got a big reaction. And I'm glad Tom got a lovely send-off as well.
Yeah. It was like Tom Campbell, Joseph Connors, same level of reactions. Like Hogan Rock at WrestleMania X8. Anyway, Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley opens the show, was interrupted by Kevin Owens, who brags about how much money he makes now. But then he's interrupted by Seth Rollins, who was interrupted by Big E. They all argue about who deserves to be in the top match at day one. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville agreed to make it a fatal four-way, but only if Lashley can defeat the other three tonight.
First and foremost, shout out to Bobby Lashley, who was wearing the Brother Love Away kit down to the ring. The reverse red and white. Fantastic suit. I was thinking this watching Raw, and it's obviously become a bit clearer now that Kevin Owens maybe signed his contract just before this week's Raw. So I was thinking he's being extra funny this week. His little tomfoolery with Seth Rollins was like, oh, let's go and take him together. Oh, no, wait, you go first. I'll be right behind you and stuff like. He felt like more animated and more like how he used to be back in the day. And I was like, what's the reason behind that? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe he signed his contract on Monday.
I can think of 2 to 3 million reasons.
But yeah, there wasn't much of an opening segment for me, but just the little bits with Kevin Owens being funny made it okay for me, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I thought I was uninspired by this opening segment, but as the night went on and we saw more little interactions between them all, then I was won over. I thought it was like for the main thread of this week's Raw, I thought they all did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree with that. Arky Bro bicker about Riddle's lack of focus. Orton tells him to concentrate on his upcoming match with Otis. Stop being silly. Stop getting distracted. Stop being a shaman. And get on with it.
He did say that.
Echoing the thoughts of millions. Oh, sorry, wait. Hang on. Check the thousands. Otis beats Riddle. So Orton hits Gable with the RKO after the bell. But Otis lays him out with an elbow.
So
which I was
impressive.
not expecting to see ever in
So
WWE.
impressive.
Yeah.
He's impressive.
He is impressive.
Vince has like remembered that Otis exists because he's pushed him twice now. He pushed him when he was a face, and now it's as if he's like, "Who's this guy? He's all right." I don't. Yeah.
I always remember that Vince has got a bad memory.
Yeah.
So he's just had a shave, and Vince's like, "Who's this new guy?"
Because he's got a body like everyone else, hasn't he, our Otis?
Yeah, you can't. You see lads who look like Otis all the time.
All the time. I wish we could have had a camera in Mark Henry's living room if he was watching this week's Raw, because he would have watched Otis take his world's strongest slam and just do it better than Mark Henry ever did. And that's a big claim from me. Hey, I'm saying it, boys. I'm saying it. Otis's world's strongest slam with a bit of stank on it because he kicked his legs out and went down with it as well. Oh, what a move. Was in contention. But Xia had already happened, so that was already wrapped up.
Henry won the world title with that move.
Otis will as well. In fact, he'll win 2 to prove
At the same
point.
time.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair faces Doudrop again and wins. But Doudrop attacks after the match and gets her heat back. What little there is of it. However, I will say this. Yeah, she is just... what is she going to be? Piper Niven. I guess they put the trademark on that.
Put the trademark back, yeah.
Yeah. So they get the trademarking her own name. She's that with the outfit she used to wear at ICW, the style she's wrestling. Less and less Doudrop per week. You love to see it.
Yeah, that is a step in the right direction.
Belair is beating the bad gimmick out of her.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
You put it like that, and I'm more encouraged now by this feud because I wasn't too interested in it before.
Not
through their fault, but just the lack of effort put into the story. But
I was really disheartened by the first sort of quarter of this matchup because it was all Bianca Belair doing cartwheels and whatnot, and Doudrop going, "Ugh, I'm not quite quick enough to get you." And I was like, "Come on now, this is Piper bloody Niven for goodness sake."
catch the chicken.
Yeah. This isn't Nia Jax or someone rubbish like that. You know what I mean? This is a good wrestler, this. And she was going, "Oh, just missed you. How slow am I?" But at least we got there in the end. But she still lost, which is a shame. Because she ran away, didn't she? And then you're thinking, if you run away, please win the match you have like back with the same person so you don't look like a complete idiot. But she did lose it, which was a shame. But there we go.
Yeah.
You can't have everything, can you, Maffew?
You can't always get what you want.
Nah.
Someone should do a song about that.
Yeah.
WWE hyped the recruits to their Next in Line program. Gable Steveson is shown in the front row, and Lashley shakes hands with him before facing Kevin Owens, before maybe giving it a wipe afterwards. Owens is about to lose the Hurt Lock, so taps immediately to avoid further damage. Clever Owens. Got the money in the bank now, so to speak.
Yeah. I don't know. Bobby's deadlift dominator. That's what I want to speak about here. Because it was incredible. He just went, "Whoa, yeah." Like a deadlift.
Is it a deadlift?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because he just sort of picked Owens up, didn't he? Like, hey! Yeah. No, Owens didn't help him. I'm not saying Owens,
I see. Right.
Not saying Owens sandbagged him, just saying like Bobby just manhandled a fully grown man. It was incredible.
Kevin Owens.
I want
shoots
2
on
to 3
Bobby
million.
Lashley. I really enjoyed the strategy of Kevin Owens tapping out early. And I'd like to guess, and I don't know this, but whenever a wrestler does something clever on WWE, quite a large percentage of the time it's Kevin Owens, which makes me think he pitches these ideas himself. But I don't know that for certain, but I liked it a lot.
To your point though, Jack, I think this entire feud's been filled with logic. Apart from that one part where Rollins saw red, he saw the red mist, and then he got a DQ, which took away a singles match from him at day one-ish. But apart from that, everyone's been very logical in this, and it's been very nice to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch comes out the current promo, but Liv Morgan interrupts and shows a photo of Becky grabbing the ropes to win their title match. Oh, Liv wants a rematch at day one. They brawl and Becky accepts, but only after injuring Liv's arm with the ring steps.
And she's going back to her hot husband and a daughter, a beautiful baby, and yeah, Becky's a heel again fully. Well, we knew that anyway.
Yeah, she's still kind of. Yeah, you're a heel. Boo! Yay! Boo! Yay! Boo! Yay! Boo!
In terms of a You People promo in WWE, especially on Raw, this is one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Oh,
If that makes any sense. Because we know how the You People promos go and how sick we are of hearing them just about each and every week. But the spin that Becky put on hers this week, it was like watching Shane Warne at the Wacker.
bowling.
Bowling shite!
Oh, nice bowling shite.
We're not getting dicked on currently, but we might be clawing it back there, Maffew, in the Ashes.
I'm just going to check the score.
We had a very, very good day yesterday. There's shoots of hope for the Angleterre, as the
Did we?
French would say. Aye.
They do say
Last
that.
night, that would have had a fairly decent day.
Oh, I thought you meant on day one. Sorry.
Day
Ross, I've
two.
just checked the score. Ross, I've just checked. Australia got to 473 for 9 and declared. We are currently 17 for 2. Ah.
I drove in the car this morning. The guy on the radio was like, "Positive day for England."
No, but it's a day-night test, so that'll have just happened like
That'll
hours
just
ago.
happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
So we've lost 2 wickets.
Oh dear,
We can't bat anymore.
we can't play cricket anymore.
No.
positive day for England. One of them's won a scratch card and £5 is in his pocket. Ugh. AJ Styles and almost reconciled backstage. Okay. Hopefully it's to lead something, but don't hold
This
your
was
breath.
strange, this, Maffew, because almost seemed to forget that he was the one who got pissed off last week, because he walked up to AJ, he was like, "Are we still good?" Like, you were the one who walked away.
Wendy.
But it looks like to me, it looked like AJ was starting to turn face in this promo, because he was like, "I just want what's the best for the kid. I just want him to be a success. I see money in him."
either they've realised they shouldn't have teased the breaker yet, or it's just a fakie and the tension's going to continue.
Yeah. Probably the latter.
Do you think? Okay.
Unless Omos is big, because I still remember that thing on commentary last week where Riddle was like, "He's stupid. He makes mistakes," does Omos. Which, yeah, when you hear that sort of stuff, you think, oh, he's been fed that line from the higher-ups backstage, because that's how the wrestling works, and everything's a shoot, brother. I don't know. Bit weird.
Speaking of weird, Dana Brooke and Reggie are walking in the park. Reggie asks Dana on a date where he can give her tips on being the 24/7 champion.
He did
She
clarify.
agrees.
He did clarify. Not if you don't want, and I'm not saying you need the tips, but so he was a gentleman about it, you know.
He's so damn sexy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Just all the women want him all the time.
yeah. He's like
And he
Daniel
wants-
Bryan in that era.
All the women back as well.
She agrees to the date, but they're ambushed by R-Truth, Tozawa, and Tamina. Reggie holds back Truth and Tozawa while Dana fights off Tamina somehow, and the pair escape. Tamina tells Truth and Tozawa to stay out of her way.
Tamina was in the wrong. I'm sorry, Ross, but Tamina was wrong here.
Why?
She said to Truth and Tozawa afterwards, she went, "If it wasn't for you two, I would have won the 24/7 title there." That's not true.
tell
Truth
you.
and Tozawa were engaging Reggie, which left it 1-on-1, and Tamina couldn't put away an inferior opponent in Dana Brooke.
I let out an audible "oh" when watching this segment, because when you watch when Dana walks up to Tamina, I thought Tamina was going to do a shoot, release German suplex onto the pavement, but she held on, and I was like, "Oh my God, Tamina, what are you like, eh?" But she I think she was healing up there, was Tamina. She can have no excuses. It's like when Man United used to lose a game and then Roy Keane would blame the ref, even though he'd just been beaten by the better team, you know what I mean?
Yes. Finn Balor and Damian Priest take on those dirty, dirty dogs. Austin Theory interferes, and as a result, it says here in capital letters, Ziggler pins Balor.
What? Ziggler pins Balor? That's huge.
Bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah. The toilet
Yeah, he's
alarm.
got
Can
them.
you hear the toilet alarm?
No, not at all.
As long as it's not coming through, that's all right.
Booking
then.
decision has set off the toilet alarm.
Yeah.
Finn
Later
Balor,
on-
Finn
go on.
Balor's got to be one of the most inconsistently booked superstars in recent memory. He was up there when he came back from NXT, and all of a sudden he's down there. Will he come back up? Doubtful.
And there was that weird little feud with Rollins that's gone nowhere, really.
That was good, though. They were having these hard-hitting, thigh-slapping matches at the start of Raws and whatnot. Thigh-slapping for the fans, not the wrestlers. I'm having a good time.
I bet they were, though.
Yeah. And then later on, Theory bursts into Vince's office. To brag about taking Balor out, but Vince isn't satisfied. Theory asks for a match, but instead Vince shows him a pencil. It says the eraser is the important part. I'm not sure what's going on, the note says.
Right.
No one was sure.
I thought this was art imitating life, because this is what it's like to be a WWE superstar. Because Vince McMahon, right, he asked Austin Theory to expect the unexpected, all that sort of stuff. Austin Theory did what Vince McMahon wanted him to do. He just did stuff that was unexpected. He was doing that thing to other people, what Vince was doing to him with the slap and whatnot. And he's gone backstage to say, was that a good job, boss? And Vince has gone, no, I don't want that. That's what it's like to be a wrestler in real life for WWE. You do what the bosses want, and then they go, it wasn't quite like that. He didn't commit to the character quite like that.
And then once you've left and people ask why you were never over, they go, it didn't have an edge, it's such a double-edged, they move the goalposts is the one I'm looking for.
Yes.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know where these are going, and I still barely understand the words that are coming out of Vince's mouth.
What do you mean?
Yeah, when I do figure out what he's saying, I still don't understand.
This been like this and that.
Where's this gonna, what's the pencil about?
Well, because Austin Theory is gagging for a match, isn't he? And Vince is like, it's a reference that only proper wrestling fans will understand, because it's the pencil, isn't it? The Booker's pencil.
Right, and he raises the important part.
And he raises the important part
because he can wipe stuff out.
And put Austin Theory in. So, leads me to think that maybe day one, someone might get taken out the match and Austin Theory gets put in the title match. That's what I'm thinking this is going.
You know what? You have absolutely nailed that. That's what's happened. Well done.
Thanks very much, Jack.
That's all right, yeah. So that was really sincere. I'm really impressed because I had no clue what was going on.
Because I literally had to pause Raw at the end of this segment and to have a think about it, because the way the segment ended, Vince was sort of like half... I don't want to say sentence. He was half noise, just like... and then it cut, and Maurice is coming down the ramp, and I'm like, what's going on there? Why has it ended there? So I paused it and sat back and thought about it. And that's the best I could come up with.
And you know what?
Cheers to the pause.
Yeah, the pauses are getting longer here.
But you know what? Pencil's also good for drawing. Money.
Right, the pause was worth it in the end, it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Queen Zelina beats Rhea Ripley in under... Oh, no. Go back to crap, Vince. Queen Zelina beats Rhea Ripley in under a minute after Rhea is distracted by Nikki Ash brawling with Carmella.
How has this happened, Maffew?
I forgot that the women's tag division is based around, all right, this month, you guys suck and lose quickly.
How's this even happening? How's Rhea Ripley getting beaten in under a minute?
Because this is all about Nikki Ash. Because last week we had that segment with Jerry Lawler, and then she sort of walked away despondently. And then this week she said something about,
Most women do that.
You did really good last week there, lassie. And that she said that to Rhea Ripley, and then she's like, but I can't do that or something like that. She's losing her confidence. This is leading to the gimmick going away, I reckon. This is what this week's Raw.
Do you think her and Rhea will break apart? Will we have a tag team breakup angle?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
And I hope it goes the way which I said on Pitches a few months ago, just because I said it, that Nikki becomes like Batman, the anti-hero,
I'd like her to
Dark
go back
Knight.
I'd like her to go back to being NXT Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Oh, she's
Cross
going...
Nikki.
Yeah, she's just going, I'm so despondent. I've just noticed that my friend... Piper Niven is no longer being Dewdrop, really, so how about I get rid of this?
I feel like not only did Alexa Bliss take the Fiend's personality, but she took Nikki's as well. Because when they started teaming together, Nikki Cross just became nice person.
The Southern Sassy Belle.
And Sassy Southern Belle as well.
Sassy Southern Belle. I always get that the wrong way around.
Oh, yeah, you ruined it, Ross.
Yeah. Zelina Vega, though, shout out to her promo, because she was being all Russell Brand-like, and then when she got angry with the crowd, she forgot she was a queen and started speaking like...
Eddie Kingston.
From this, yeah.
Thank you for the hand signs there, Ross.
Yeah. I'm from New York.
Owens attacks Seth during his match with Lashley, meaning Seth wins and Bobby won't be added to the Day 1 match. However, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville restart the match and Lashley wins.
just
Ha
bollocks,
ha
isn't
ha. How dare you use your brain?
I'd be absolutely furious if I was Rollins and Owens there, because they've played within the parameters of the rules. But in classic WWE fashion, the goalposts have been moved. Did they ever explain why? Were they like, you can't get away with it like that? Or was that just the implication?
It's just when
Yeah.
it suits them, Jack. It's just when it suits
is.
them. They're a pair.
Vince McMahon came out for a segment and explained it. He went, they went, all right.
They're a pair of bullies, and I think they should be put out to pasture.
Yeah.
And that came out right. I don't know what.
Yeah, there we go.
Deville.
I love when we mix the metaphors.
Kill them.
Old Sonya Deville. So old. Needs to be put out of pasture.
Sonya
But there was-
Deville. Sonya Deville. If she doesn't scare you, then Adam will.
There was more logic here, though. Obviously, with Rollins trying to run away from the start, that was good. The count-out win would have been fine. Owens tried, but obviously they just changed the rules to suit their narrative. Control your narrative.
Like
the
Michael
narrative.
Massey in the F1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Whenever you say that name, I keep thinking of the Young Bucks' dad in that fantastic segment when Baywatch came to AEW. We'll save you, father.
So good.
I can't scuff my new sneakers.
Yeah.
Miz and Maurice hit the ring with Miz nominating himself for the Hall of Fame 2022. He even shows a highlight package. Now, this seemed to confuse a lot of people. I'd like to ask the wrestling experts who set to someone on the screen. I realised, whatever, shut Maffew. Is he actually in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Miz.
Yeah, because a lot of people reacted as if he was in the Hall of Fame.
No.
This was proper.
Yeah, I'd watched it and thought, did I just miss this bit? And Raw isn't that fast going most of the time, so did I miss the fact that Miz is going to the Hall of Fame? And all I saw were people talking as if, have you heard Miz is going in the Hall of Fame next year? I'm like, did I not miss it?
Do you not
Did
think
I-
this is a sign that people don't actually watch Raw and just look
Yeah.
on Twitter and see?
Yeah. I'm like,
you watch-
wait, go on.
If you watch this
later,
segment, it was just proper basic bitch heel stuff from the Miz saying, I'm good and Edge is crap. It did nothing apart from Miz getting to say to Edge, you think you know me? Ha, ha, ha. Really crap and really pointless this segment was. Completely.
Miz still delivers it well.
Yeah, but
he's
what
the
it was,
Miz.
though. I should be in the Hall of Fame. Here's a package. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. And then Edge interrupts and they argue, and you're right, it's a step down from last time. Until Miz throws champagne in his face. They fight, and Miz is able to use his finisher after using Maurice as a human shield. She isn't happy, slapping her husband and walking away.
It's another breakup angle. It's not. They're
That's
not gonna
it.
break.
Miz,
They're not gonna break up.
Miz and Omos are going to get together. And then AJ and Maurice are going to be a
I'll
thing.
tell you what. If
What?
Maurice
Both on the rebound.
if Maurice starts to get with Bobby Lashley, then Vince has got some sort of problem.
She would never go for that.
Stop.
What about the kids at home?
She'd never
Young
leave Miz.
Monroe Sky and the other one.
Vince has got some
Yeah,
sort
little
of issue.
t'other one.
Vince has got some sort of issue with blonde women not being with huge men. Like actually no, because Rusev's huge and Lana was. I don't know. I'm getting angry about this situation I made up that hasn't happened. So I don't know what's going on.
Miz will win at day one, and it's been a ruse. Maurice will help him win at day one. That's what I'm predicting now.
Yeah. But then is Edge going to bring in someone for a mixed tag?
God, who could
Who could
WrestleMania.
it be?
Christian Cage.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Imagine you bring Maurice, I'll bring
My
Michael
beautiful
Pierce.
blonde.
It plays Edge's theme, like, but it's just do.
Comes out. It's like,
Main event at the Dome when I was 9 years old. Michael Hayes.
the match is just Michael Hayes just battering. That's not funny. Well, it is. It's funny. Oh god.
I don't know, because he was
Then
right.
he sings Bad Street after.
Bastard!
Him and Edge are just sorry.
Hey,
Yeah, him and,
oh my God. I remember seeing on Twitter a little while ago, I wish young Jamie was here to pull this up, but Edge put a video on Twitter of him doing the Michael Hayes strut with Bad Street playing, like chasing his kids around the house. So there's a tie in there. Edge's beautiful blonde is indeed Michael P.S. Hayes.
could be Gangrel as well, just to throw in another option.
Seth and Kev want to give Big E a pep talk before his match with Lashley, but he says he doesn't need their help.
This was funny. I found Big E annoying on this episode because Seth and Kev were just the lads. They were just all in it together, and Big E did not want to play ball. He wants Lashley in the match. He wants to prove that he's... Big E was a killjoy for me this week.
He was taking notes diligently, though.
He was.
Fair
he
play
was,
to him.
that's true.
I think it was a killjoy. He's like, yeah, I'll beat you all up. Like, good, that's what I want from a fighting champ.
Have some fun with Seth and Kevin for 1 week. Just be one of them.
Why would you want to have fun with
This
these
isn't
lads who he's
2015,
been
Jack.
feuding with the last 2 weeks?
But
to
they're all
establish...
like, come on, you can do it, Big E. And he's like, leave me alone. I was like, I just wanted to see them all have
Because
banded together.
they've been kicking the sugar, honey, ice, and tea out of him recently.
Yeah, they have.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not friends.
I am being illogical, but it would have been nice, in my opinion.
It would have been nice. Oh,
It would
well,
have
that's
been
all right then.
nice.
They all had a big hug afterwards. They interfere anyway, despite Big E's orders. So Big E and Lashley fight them off. MVP hits Big E with his cane, allowing Lashley to win. And he's in the title match at day one. It's a 4-way now.
Who's winning that 4-way?
Austin
I
Theory.
thought I knew. No. Oh, God.
I cannot call it.
I reckon it'll be Kevin Owens, me. I reckon those
There's a big reward.
He's been putting those tweets out, and he like, I'll win the title at day one, and people will rejoice. Bit of a wink and a nudge to the Young Bucks. I know it's different,
Yeah.
but you know, I like a bit of salacious news in my wrestling. That wasn't even salacious, was it?
And then, yeah, I love it. He's done the subtle references to AEW. And then I'm going to book myself to be in every segment and be a good guy. Yeah.
I would love it. Well, like Cody was.
Sorry, that was a bit cynical, wasn't it? I do apologise.
I would love it if Kev won, and I hope he does. But I don't know. I had a weird feeling that Rollins was going to win, but now that Lashley's involved, I'm not sure.
I might see if I can go down to my local Paddy Power and stick a £5 note on Austin Theory becoming champion at day one.
Fair play.
I'll tell you, that's the thing I'm actually looking to see if I can put a bet on at Ladbrokes or whatever betting people put on. Currently, the Queen isn't War Queen, is the third in longest. Oh, come on, get this right, Maffew. Come on, you had no sleep. You can get this right. Longest tenure. No, longest reign. There we go.
Is WWE champion?
What's happening here?
That's what I'm trying not to say champion. That's the thing. I'm doing a horrible job of it.
She's the longest
She's the
reigning monarch.
WWE champion of the United Kingdom. Oh, God,
She's
come on.
the third longest reigning global monarch in the world.
Yes. Ever, not ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of all time, she's third. And if she lives another year and a bit, she'll be second. Longest reign of all time.
This is in any monarchy, right?
Yes.
Okay, right, got you. Because I know she's the longest just for us. But
And,
right,
you,
okay.
and you can bet on her living another year and a bit.
I just want to see if I can do it, because I think that'd be a good thing to have a bet on.
Imagine the drama when another story of her hurting her back comes out.
Right. I'll actually care.
Matthew's on the edge of his seat.
The Queen has stubbed her toe. Oh, no, me fiver.
This is very morbid. This is really, really bad.
Yeah.
You know what
But, hey, good innings, though.
I know, obviously, yeah.
Go on, Lizzie. Aye.
I watched part of her BBC Death package when I went to the Media City in 2012.
Oh, yeah, I think you told us.
Oh,
this.
really?
They've had it ready since the 70s.
But you've seen a bit of it.
I've seen a bit of it, yeah.
Ooh.
It's been updated since then, or?
Well, I hope so.
She was in the prime of her life.
Queen died tragically young.
Philip was there by her side.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh,
Boo.
yeah, that's the joke's over, lads. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's
to
what I
a
do.
bit more exciting and uplifting. NXT.
Oh, no.
Yes!
Grayson Waller.
I can't do this.
Go on,
every
you ready?
week.
You're ready, Jack. Come
I
on.
can't do this every
Think of the
week.
highlights. Monday Night Raw was a breeze this week. Let's see if NXT is even less. Grayson Waller is booed as he arrives at the arena. Cameron Grimes. Oh, is that it? Oh yeah.
that was
it, wasn't it? Yeah,
there was a lot of little Grayson Waller bits. I've mentioned some of them.
Can I just
I
say,
thought. Oh, go on.
Grayson Waller is bloody terrible.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
why?
He just wears a shirt and he's got glasses on. He speaks a few words, but there's nothing there, is there?
He's Australian?
Okay. Good.
I mean, this is in terms of a character. I'm not saying to go to his wrestling because I assume he's a good wrestler. I've not really seen too much of him, apart from the elbow drop at War Games and a couple other things. But as a character, come on now.
Well, he was a party guy, wasn't he? When he came out,
A nuisance.
he was a party man.
A
Yeah,
nuisance.
a pain in the arse, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and LA Knight feuded over who the bigger pain in the ass was on
That's
the
right.
NXT roster. And
Now I
he's-
want to get the Twitter moment, but I
No,
also hate people
yeah.
on Twitter.
He's all about the clout, isn't he? He's a clout chaser. That's his thing.
All right, he's a clown.
He chases clowns.
So the most true Geordie Ross has ever been.
Get that bitch back to the circus where he belongs, eh? I think he's crappy. I really am done with NXT, and I just want to, because I want to see it be good. I do want to see it be good, but I'm looking at your Grayson Wallers and your Dull Hudsons, which we're about to speak about now.
Oh, good.
And I can't get behind. I can't sit here and just say to the loyal watchers of Cultaholic Wrestling that I'm enjoying something I'm fed up with because it's terrible by and large. There's some good parts. But here we go. Dull Hudson.
Yeah, well, good job, Grayson Wallace in 18 segments this week. Then the first match, Cameron Grimes takes on Dull Hudson in a no falling asleep, wake up, no DQ match, and survives being put through the poker table.
Oh yeah, they had some moments in the match though. It had some moments.
Yeah, no, there were some nice bumps, I'll admit that. It's weird, though, that I think we're 3 consecutive weeks of there being NXT either War Games or Brawls or stuff, where their idea of, all right, Carnage is bins and canes.
Yeah.
It's like they're not varying it up at all. It's like, right, it's an ODQ match, so get the bins and canes.
Hey, it's the PG era, brother.
You can tell.
Yeah.
This match definitely ended up in one of those items. And yes, Dull Hudson lost. Phew. So this feud's hopefully over. And then they did the thing where it's like, oh, time to reveal. Oh, it was a wig. And Dull Hudson has to do.
He did
Dull
several.
surprise.
No, he did several different facial expressions. He did.
Go on.
He did a few.
What
It
do you
went
have?
from, I like to call it bus stop me, like Dull Hudson's default face. His poker face is bus stop. You know, you're waiting for the bus. It's like. But when the wig came off, it was, he did that slightly. And then like, we had like 2 or 3 maybe. It was fantastic. But to be fair to Dull Hudson, this was his best match I thought in NXT by a country mile. His leaping German suplex where he leaped over the top rope and then went ba-bow. Fantastic. His Razor's Edge reversal by Cameron Grimes into the barricade. Fantastic stuff. His facial expressions, all 2 or 3 of them, fantastic. He's still dull as dishwater, though.
Oh, bless him. So harsh.
They obviously looked at him and went, all right, you're a poker player. Is it because I'm smart? No, it's because you got no facial expressions whatsoever.
Make him a bus driver. What's the lanky fella off on the buses called, Maffew? Make him him.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
lanky fell off the buses.
No, on the buses. Was that show
I know what you
called?
mean.
Yeah.
it's
It's a bit gormless, like,
It's a good life on the bus.
yeah, on the buses.
Oh, no,
Back in the day.
Oh.
And they'd show a bunch of them, and there'd be the on the bus, omnibus.
Nice wordplay there. Nice wordplay.
Thank you. Oh, Blakey.
Blakey, that's the one. Make him Blakey from on the. Is it on the buses? Off the buses?
On the buses.
On the buses. Wax on, wax off. Make him
Yeah.
him.
Oh, that's how he trains for his fight. On the bus,
sorry.
he go on the bus.
On the bus is that's the name of the thing. Sorry,
The
when I was
sitcom
just
from back in the day.
right. Oh, so I've never heard of it. Sorry, that was my
ever seen
my
On the
fault
Buses?
there with the confusion. No,
Was it
I've never seen
70s, Maffew?
69 to 73.
I've seen the I've seen the British Empire. That's a good one.
You know what? It's good we're talking about this for NXT because the same demographic that watches or members on the bus, the same people that watch NXT in America.
Hey, that got proven on Twitter this week, the Carmelo Hayes thing. Do you see that? So, I think she was 73, bless her. And she was like,
all right.
This was my first. She had a sign there in the. What's this? Is it still a CWC? Whatever they're shooting in these days. She's like, this is my first NXT. I'm 73 years old. I'm here to see Carmelo Hayes. That was nice, that was nice, but it also proved that 73 is probably the median age of all NXT viewers.
So they're embracing it at least. Yeah, this is all people watching this. Great. You see the other thing as well, they've fallen below the... Because again, ratings talk is very dull unless it's interesting. And they've fallen underneath what Law and Order repeats get in terms of ratings.
I mean, that's not. To be fair to Law and Order, it's not been on for too long.
Law and Order's a big show.
Almost as long as On the Buses.
On the buses.
On the buses. I love that's getting brought up. Backstage, Dakota Kai warns Cora Jade about aligning herself with Raquel Gonzalez, but Cora ignores her.
Right,
And that rhymes.
what I've done in this recap is I've had to jump around a little bit because things would happen and then be resolved like 5 segments later. So some things are early and, you know.
I love it because Brucey's special prize is really just having lots of stuff happening, but by doing it, nothing happens at all.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre thing where you recap it and go, wow, that almost sounds exciting. And then it isn't. Later on, the two have a match with Cora. No, they have a match which Cora, there we go, wins after Kai tries to use her shovel. Dakota beats her down afterwards, but Gonzalez makes the save. The toxic attraction distracts Jade, allowing Mandy Rose to lay her out.
So many things going on.
Lots of things.
So much.
It's too much on the nose for me that Cora Jade is to be the underdog of any story. Like, she was going to get impaled by this shovel, but then, the referee takes it and she's won by fluky roll-up after what happened at War Games as well with her arm falling off and then Io Shirai putting it back in. It's a bit too on the nose for me. She's likeable enough without having to be booked like that, because it's going to go the wrong way if they keep doing it like this, isn't it?
And I'd get it if she was like Lana, where any match Lana was in for a while, she'd be terrified and like wouldn't know what to do. And it didn't work that well because we'd seen Lana be stronger and confident. But with Cora Jade, like, she doesn't wrestle like Lana. Like, she is a proper like seasoned wrestler. I know she's not that old, but she clearly knows how to wrestle, is what I mean. Like, she clearly. Well, I think
this match wasn't the best example to say that. Like, I don't.
No,
bit rough around the edges, wasn't it?
But
we've all taken several million bumps ourselves to say that.
Of course, of course.
But she doesn't. You know, she doesn't present. She's not presented as like a fish out of water. It's like, here's Cora Jade. She is a wrestler. So why is she in all this peril all of the time?
Because she's 20 years old. I don't know if you heard about this, but she's 20 years old.
I hate 20-year-olds, man.
They mentioned it about a million times this week. She's 20, you know.
How dare you be 20?
Yeah.
Like,
but sometimes it sounds like it's an excuse. She's wrestling.
Imagine being 20 in 2021. It's pathetic.
Oh, you'd be TikToking and
they weren't
saying,
even born.
I can relate to Grayson Waller. I also chase clowns.
They weren't even born when Jackass was on the telly. Might have just been out there when Jackass the movie came out, but when it was on the TV.
Us talking about Jackass the movie is like listening to me dad talk about on the buses.
Do you ever think?
Oh no, I don't like this.
Like 10 years before I was born, even just a few years before I was born, that was the 80s, which feels like miles away. I've had a crisis. Cora Jade has made me have a crisis. I'm sorry.
This is why we don't like Cora Jade, because boo, we hate you.
I hate the
Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, the tag team of BJ and BJ, go to a country festival with Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro.
What was this?
They all have a fun time. Hang on, don't interrupt. They all have a fun time despite their musical differences. Ha ha ha, it says here for some reason. Ha ha ha.
What was this?
What I learned here is that drugs are a good time for everyone concerned. No matter what setting you put yourself in, you too can like something you don't like if you just take some drugs, because I reckon the two lasses were off their tits.
Oh yeah, they were.
But that is the gimmick, isn't it? The festival goers, that's the gimmick.
I've also got to be critical towards Casey Catanzaro, the enemy of romance, because because that's her new gimmick.
God, I hope that's her new name.
Yeah. Because I can't remember which one of the lads Caden Carter was dancing with, but she was into it. Like, they were having a nice time together, and then Casey was like, no, come and dance with me instead. Oh, let it happen. Go on. Free love. Yeah.
Was snobby, but there was some fantastic line dancing on show. And I know this because my grandma used to have all the VHSs of all the line dances. So
yours too.
When I was a kid, I would watch a fair few line dances, and let me tell you, they could line dance.
Yeah, my grandma could. It was, what was the song? I don't tell my heart,
make you break your heart. Yeah.
Etc. But I, being a kid and therefore really stupid and bad at remembering certain things, was talking about my grandma one time in class. Because my grandma, she stays fit. She does the what's it called? The breakdancing. Your grandma does breakdancing. Oh yeah.
Coming to NXT 2.0 soon. Casey Catanzaro portrays the breakdancing grandma.
That's a gimmick. Grayson Waller cuts a big heel promo about his attack on Gargano last week, saying Johnny outstayed his welcome. Okay, yeah, fair enough. He says that he's been partying with celebrities while he complained about him online.
Well, while we complain about.
Oh, we complain about him. Oh, we're doing that now. Damn it. Checkmate, Grayson Waller. He doesn't need friends to make it to the top. He only needs himself.
It was a very by the numbers heel promo, wasn't it? He didn't really, apart from I've been partying with celebrities, which was a bit out of the blue. Apart from that, it was really sort of standard heel stuff, I think.
By celebrities, was it that old biddy that came to watch Carmella Hayes?
This is what I mean, though, lads. This is what I mean, though. He's got nothing about him, has he? In terms of gimmick and character and whatnot, it's like...
What that?
Well, no, he's supposed to be an influencer type, but he's not doing any of this.
Yeah,
what celebrities?
They could take this
He
gimmick.
murdered Princess Diana at the end of last week's NXT, right? That's
Wait, what?
That's what he did last week. The Princess Diana of NXT 2.0 was killed by Grayson Waller. And he's come out this week, right?
Does that mean that Ciampa is Prince Charles?
Yes, it does.
Okay, right.
No,
Pretty charming.
he'd be Dodie, wouldn't he? Would he be Dodie?
No, because they broke up. He'd be Charles.
He would be Charles, yeah.
And then the
Did they get
the NXT title is Camilla Parker Bowles.
Right, but he did that, right? And we should be hating this guy no matter what. He should breathe and we're like, boo. But this promo, man, come on.
They could take this influencer things. The seed of an idea is there that could be really good, but they've really not gone in on it enough at all.
Like the Gacy thing. It's like, oh, let's see where this goes. This could be the best gimmick ever.
No, not like the
Oh,
Gacy
no,
thing.
never mind. All right. And then it was like, oh, an influencer. That's actually very cutting edge right now for wrestling gimmicks. They're everywhere. They're starting rubbish, fake, fixed boxing promotions and everything else like that. Yeah, and all the rest. And we just got Grayson Waller going, I'm really great.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I don't owe any of you an explanation. I'm like, we don't like you to begin with, mate. You turn on people who don't like you. All right, do you?
Vic Joseph as well, by the way, he's a dickhead too, right? Because he goes, what's his name? Grayson Waller saying all this stuff, but he's not even verified on Twitter.
Oh.
Stick that up your arse, Vic. Vic, eh? Well, you're stupid. You're dressing like a Halloween costume.
Vic can do one, right? That one cut deep. Because
that was a Charlie Nicholas insult from me there. Sorry.
Me and Ross have been promised, I can't remember how many times exactly, 2 to 3 times by a young Fraser Porter, that he'll say to us, we'll come into work one day and he'll be like, lads, I've solved it. I know how to get you verified on Twitter. And we're like, well, at first we were like, oh, interesting. Okay, we'll try this out. It didn't work. Second time, lads, I've cracked it now. But this time we're like, it's not going to work, is it? Didn't work. Third time, Fraser goes, guys, I've cracked it. I know how to get you verified on Twitter. We try, doesn't work. Fraser gets verified and Jack Atkins. It's starting to take the piss, Maffew.
Yeah. This time next year, Rodney, me and you'll be verified on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
Vic went down in my estimations when he said that. As if unverified people don't count. I bet I've got more followers than you, Vic. Let's have a check.
Oh, please.
Let's have a check.
You will.
What's your second name? Vic?
Joseph.
What's this? Look at Ross pretend he doesn't know.
I didn't know I had a blind. Vic Joseph Dury. He has 21.5.
What? Million?
21.5 thousand followers.
Oh.
That is a lot for Vic Joseph. Like.
I realize everybody watches NXT follows him.
Well, I've got 96. Maffew's got more than me, so shove that up your pipe, Vic, with your blue tick.
Yeah, but it's only because I get like 500 new followers every time I post someone's sign in the crowd that says, Final Fantasy 3 is good.
You know the,
the cheapest clout.
You know the blue tick's actually a white tick,
Oh,
just with a blue background.
interesting point made there.
Is this dress blue or white? The internet is divided.
Oh, that was black and blue for me.
Yeah, with black and blue.
I'm not.
definitely.
No, come on, lads. Come on.
What were you, Maffew?
No.
What did you see? Come on, Maffew. Was he a white or gold or black and
I
blue?
saw a blue one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're all cool.
No, I'm not getting suckered into this. No, we'll move on. No. It's time for... Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
my God.
I'll say this. As soon as I saw it's time for Lashing Out or Lash Legend, my guess, our jacket time, I almost tear my quad reaching for the skip option. So here we go. Here's the recap. They talk about their rivalry with the grizzled young veterans and say they'll win. The former Mei Ying stumbles past. Later on, the two teams have a match.
If you want to elaborate on that segment a bit more, you can now.
No, you're all right.
Wendy, no, there's nothing more to it, is there? Wendy Chu, as her name is now, is a Boo from Monsters Inc. She's got the onesie on and a blankie and all that sort of stuff, and she literally just walked through and sat down. That was her role in that segment.
Is she meant to be like the girl from The Ring or something? Not the ring is in the wrestling ring. The ring is in the horror film.
Mate, I don't think so. She's just a sleepy girl.
Oh, yeah,
Hailing from the well.
She's not like a zombie, is she? She's
just a tired little baby who's an adult.
She's playing a European wrestling fan, watching all the American stuff at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Her entrance music could be Birdsong. Anyway, Jacket Time and the other ones have a style strong. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, Jacket Time beat the grizzled young veterans. That's a bit mad.
It's a nail in the coffin, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the, what was that? I can't remember. I called them the other day. I can't. I'm dying. Crime Time and the.
No, from Oliver Twist.
Connivers.
Oh no, it's got me head.
Scouser.
The Vic Josephs.
Oh, the Liver Connivers. That was it.
The Liver Connivers. Yes.
Just to go with Crime Time because it's got a rhyme. That's what they do. They steal things. Haha. Right. Yeah, this was what it was. I thought it was an all right match. It was quite sad to see Kushida doing like wrestling rings around Zach Gibson at the start of the match because then you think, oh, that's Kushida in Jacket Time. And that's like, that'll be lost on me more than it is other wrestling fans who like New Japan more than I do. So I can't imagine how they were feeling watching that if they do watch NXT, which is doubtful. But there we go.
Or like all those Michinoku Pro fans tuning in to WF and seeing Kai and Tai lose every single week.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because I remember thinking, I love Zach Gibson, his promo skills, but I'm not sure the stereotypes of Liverpool will translate to American TV. Fast forward a few years, and here he is stealing stuff, and that's his gimmick.
Yeah. As Ross mentioned this week, they never followed up on Gyro's toilet trip at War Games. That was just for no reason then. What was
the follow-up going to... I want to use follow-up in this context.
What was the point of it
We
then,
saw the follow-through.
Ah.
Pooh is funny. Oh, man. Right, next up.
Ivy Nile beats Amari Miller by submission. We then get a series of short interviews and promos with all the favourites.
Yes.
Zion Quinn, Robert Stone, Joe Gacy, and come Tuesday...
No, Maffew.
I'm gonna smash
I was really
beat them into the ground with my hands.
I was so looking forward to. I put Come Tuesday in the middle so that it would catch you off guard. I'm devastated.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I saw it coming up and went, I'll do it last. The maximum impact. The rule of
fair
four.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Right, so Ivy Nile, right? I thought those two lasses maximised their minutes. That was a nice little match. I thought where they moved around the ring, it was very fluent. Very fluid. Very fluid. Very fluent.
Fluent could work.
It could be fluent, yeah.
But then Come Tuesday comes on, right? Come Tuesday, cutting his promo where he's going to beat and smash him into the ground. It's like going back and watching our first YouTube video. That's what a Come Tuesday promo is.
It's like one of those Tesla cars they've taught how to wrestle. just reversing, going in the wrong lane, hitting cyclists.
If
there he is, Von Wagner.
If they've got a problem, they're going to have to say it to my face.
My massive face.
Leave his massive face alone. There's more issues at play here than his big forehead, Maffew. Come on.
Mate, I switched over to Law and Order, the other stations. A part of his head was still there.
Oh, my God.
He's in the Special Victims Unit. I went, go away. Shoo.
You're going to be in the Special Victims Unit.
Don't say that to his
No, oh my God, no.
Because he'll
smash.
Oh, no.
Sex crimes,
Oh,
isn't it?
no, I just meant A&E. I just meant A&E. Oh, no.
What's he mixed up there?
He said, you'll be the Special Crimes Unit. I went, no, it's one of the sex crimes.
I didn't realise the Special Victims Unit was really sex crimes. I thought it was just A&E.
Next week on NXT, Come Tuesday takes Maffew to the woods.
I really thought that it was just A&E. Well, I've never watched Law and Order, so
you could tell. We get a vignette with Riddle and let's go back to sex crimes. Riddle and MSK Riddle goes through their bag, which contains a lot of lot of stuff.
Alleged.
Lot of stuff
We've
there,
got to
lads.
say alleged there.
Lads. Including a baseball bat, a traffic cone, and the old United States title belt.
Yeah, the spinner.
John Cena's, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
He tells
some
them to clear
sunglasses.
their minds, and they all ride away on scooters, which are soon to be banned in this country because gits keep on throwing them in the rivers.
Oh, do they?
There's a few cities that are already starting to ban them, aren't they? The E
Well,
ones,
we had the
orange
bike.
ones.
We had the bikes, didn't we? And they kept getting thrown in the time. But now you
Oh
need to
yeah,
put
we do
your
have the bikes. Yeah.
now you need to put your is it driver's license or something on them when you
Yeah,
use
you have
the
to
app?
prove you can actually drive legally.
Yeah.
So you can go on the road. Yeah.
This segment, I didn't understand what was going on.
No.
I understand it's funny to have a Mary Poppins bag, maybe. I guess that's funny. But the scissors, the batteries, the glasses, an earbud. I thought that was the closest weed reference because of bud.
I think they sent them away to like kill time so that they wouldn't. This people would stop booing them, and there was a whole thing with Izzy's family and stuff. But then they're going to come back less popular than they were because these are really annoying segments.
Yeah, at the very least, Riddle, I don't think by himself is a good character on Raw. I've said many times before. But at least Riddle and Orton have chemistry and work together. One's dopey and the other one's Randy. You know, this is just two dopies.
Randy.
You gotta balance it. You can't have two dopies. You gotta have a serious one and a not so serious one. You got two dopies. It's just
It's classic head cheese.
It's the Three Stooges.
No, that would if they were. Yeah, it is.
Three dopies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Ed and Eddie. How many more? How many
naming
more?
threesomes now. Are we great?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be great. Well, we got away from the Izzy situation, so you won't get booed as much. You go out and get booed twice as hard.
Yeah.
I've been wishing for Izzy's parents.
There was surely a reference in this segment somewhere, but I didn't get it.
I don't know if there was.
They pulled things out of a bag.
Well, just that the bag was like the TARDIS. Like you couldn't. It was way bigger inside than what it seemed, and I don't know.
That was the joke.
Who's doing these segments? And I'm thinking of Yike and Jiro as well from War Games. Who's watching those happen and then seeing them edit together and thinking, yes, this is progressing things nicely on my professional wrestling show. Who is it?
Is it
Someone's
Bruce?
looking up and going, sitcoms, yeah, I could do them. And they're going, no, I could do the comedy, but the situation I can't do. I'll just write something funny and then the rest can write itself, I guess.
Imagine if a man had a poo. There we go. Bang it in.
If
Get
they
it on the
pulled
show.
out, it's Jacket times poo. How'd that get in here? That might have actually, it would have been disgusting. It wouldn't have made any sense, but it would have been at least some build up to it.
Yeah.
They've definitely hired the Family Guy writing team to write NXT 2.0 with the massive manatees just picking balls out of the pool.
The manatees. Yeah.
There's a reference for you.
I actually got that one.
Cheers.
You nerd.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Haaland wins his NXT debut against Guru Raj and beats him up afterwards until Joe Gacy calms him down. Later on, a group of referees and agents are trying to get Haaland out the building. He throws Brian Kendrick down a flight of stairs. He takes a nice bump in the process because he's Brian Kendrick. Hates to be way.
Just like to thank Orlando Prison for letting Haaland out to wrestle on NXT this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a squash match, and then he murdered Brian Kent. Well, we don't know if he murdered. He didn't murder.
He's injured.
He's injured. Yeah,
He's
he injured
injured
Brian
him.
Kendrick.
He's thrown him down the stairs. It's the concerto of what's like a really bad thing in wrestling, like in terms of injuring your opponent, like
Not shaking their
pulverising
hand
someone.
before the match.
Because in Coronation Street, like in Soapland, if you throw someone down the stairs, they instantly die. So that's
Oh, I get you. Like taking a pile driver on the outside in Memphis.
last weekend.
Yeah, where's a good finish in wrestling? There isn't one anymore.
Last weekend, when I was hungover from the Christmas party, I watched Casualty for the first time in years. Casualty's changed. Like, it's all Hollywood and special. It's all like shot cinematically and stuff. Like, you know how Coronation Street once a year will do like a big cinematic episode? Yeah. It's like that, but every episode of Casualty is like this. And a woman got pushed down the stairs and died. But the main character from Casualty is a Charlie. he's in front of a door, and there's like been a gas leak, and the door, it's like Mission Impossible, like he flies back. I was like, is this casually? Like, what's going on? It's a big shift in tone.
It is funny, because I remember the Coronation Street.
And I loved it, by the way. It was amazing. Yeah.
There's some stuff that just is great when you're high, recovering from, I didn't mean to say that. Recovering from a hangover.
Yes, you did, you bad boy.
No. Let's carry on. I remember was it Coronation Street where the train derailed?
Yeah,
the tram.
The little
the
rattler,
tram,
yeah.
that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that was hyped up, like the second coming, and you watched it, and you just remembered like how far behind like CGI is on TV in this country.
What are you talking about? We saw the driver plummet towards the camera off the high bridge. What more do you want, Maffew?
Oh no! So great. Anyway, where are we? Oh yeah,
Haaland.
yeah. Haaland looked
Big.
like a
Big,
big
yeah.
bear. I don't know. Yeah, I can't wait to see more of him.
I want to know where we shoot these promos, where he's behind the glass, because that can only be prison, but it can't be prison because he was let out this week to do the wrestling.
It's on day
maybe,
release.
Yeah, maybe it's some sort of like maybe I don't care. I don't know.
I think using that type of logic will not do you any favors watching NXT.
Right, we've been through all the crap now. It's time for the good
Yes.
part of NXT.
That's right. It could mean only one thing. The Rock gets out of his car
Yeah.
and calls out Grayson Waller.
This
And
was
only his
the-
fifth mention this episode.
This was the most Rock promo I've ever seen from LA Knight. This was really. There was a bit. I can't exactly remember what he said, but there was a bit where I was like, "That is just."
Let
the
me
Rock.
tell you, Jack, some little chickadee was feeling the cavalca of LA Knight. Yeah. Whatever that means. What's the cavalca?
I'll have a look. How do you spell it?
Well, I don't know, but I've written it down.
C.A. Vorka.
Yeah, I've written it down phonetically like that. CAVORCA. Some little chickadee.
Chickadee.
Only he could get away with that sort of behaviour. LA Knight's The Rock.
So they're still feuding while Jack's checking that out. Later on, Waller gets heat.
Oh,
Oh.
Urban Dictionary. Kavorka.
Oh, God.
No, it's not. It's not. Don't worry. But what was the context it was used in again? Sorry, some little chickadee as well.
Some little chickadee was feeling the cavalca of LA Knight. Yeah.
It's really apt. It's really good. It originated in Latvia, and it means the lure of the animal. I've got the Kavorka. I'm dangerous. I'm very dangerous. Is the
I was thinking
Oh
it was
no,
like,
hang on. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, hang on. It means that you're really irresistible. It's like you're really sexy. I don't know if it works anymore. He's trying to say that he's like, I don't know.
She was feeling the sexiness of The Rock.
Who was?
The woman in the car.
Oh, I thought
The
he
chickadee.
I thought
The
he was
chickadee.
calling Grayson a chickadee.
No. Last week he drove away with a chickadee in the front seat,
Oh,
didn't he?
I thought he meant like when I thought he meant when I beat up Grayson Waller or when I pwned him. He was feeling the Kavorka.
Grayson
I beat him
Waller
so
wishes-
hard, he's now sexually attracted to me. I don't know what to do. Help.
Okay, now it makes
All feuds of wrestling should happen that way.
now it makes perfect sense. Kavorka means the lure of the animal, and it works well in context with LA Knight and the chickadee.
Later on, Waller gets heat from lots of superstars backstage, including Io Shirai and Bron Breakker, who kick him out of the locker room. And then
Bron Breakker
even
did,
more.
Yeah, Bron Breakker did. Yeah.
That's right, on the Grayson Waller hour. Back in the car park, Waller gets into LA Knight's car and drives off with a girl, revealing Knight beaten down on the ground. It's not confirmed if this was the same chickadee or a different chickadee.
It was a different chickadee. It was Daddy's,
was a different chickadee.
Daddy's girl.
Was
it
it?
was. Yeah.
Because I was going to
Was
ask,
it?
was it Richie Rich? Because when Io Shirai was with her, it's Tiffany, isn't it?
I don't know.
Stratton.
It's the one who's at the country club because
She,
Daddy sent her there.
Yeah.
She was telling him off with Io Shirai. Well, she was there when Io Shirai was telling him off. But
She
do you think
goes,
was it her in the
Daddy
car?
says you're a bad man or something like that.
Oh my god!
it looked like
makes
her in the front seat, yeah.
It makes so much sense for them to be paired together. It's like Tommy Fury and Molly May. Yes,
Who?
off Love Island. Tommy Fury, you know.
I don't know. He's the boxer, isn't he?
Well, Molly May's the last that he got with on Love Island, and she's an influencer. So it just works.
I haven't watched Love Island since Callum Best was there.
I've not either, but Maybe I did watch. No, I didn't watch the series with Tommy Fury. I watched the one before it. But I've heard of him and Molly May. They're big influencers, guys.
Grayson Waller wishes he was Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
But he stole a car. He stole The Rock's car. The Rock's prize Corvette.
This is up there with when the Dirty Dogs mugged Baron Corbin and no one cared.
What do you mean up there? It's worse. They've nicked his Corvette.
Yeah.
You can't give the Kavorka to the Chickadees now without the Corvette.
You can't just steal someone's car and it be okay because it's wrestling. Yeah, you can. Austin did it a million times with different vehicles, didn't he?
You wouldn't steal someone else's car.
Yeah.
You wouldn't download a Chickadee. Wah, 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 wah. We see Dakota Kai and Raquel
sign up your
Gonzalez
promotion to the WWE Network.
Oh.
Sorry.
brawling in the back. Later, Raquel challenges Kai to a street fight to settle this once and for all. So looking forward to even more bins and canes next time.
Yeah.
Tony D'Angelo takes on Andre Chase and wins.
Go on.
He calls out Pete Dunne, who heads the ring and breaks Tony's fingers and gets his mouth guard back.
Why did he need that mouth guard back?
Because it's his.
You can make a new
Get
one.
them made again.
If someone steals something from you and then comes on TV and goes, look what I've got, you better take it from him.
I wouldn't mind him coming out and beating him up. But I don't know why he needed the mouth
It's a
guard
bloody
back.
gum shield,
Because
not
it's
a red
his. What do you mean?
Corvette.
It doesn't matter if it's
You
it's
can
his
go
mouth guard
down
or a
the road.
Corvette.
What did they cost? Like 100 quid or something like that to get the moulded gum shields? I wasn't a rugby player. I don't know.
I was, lads. Don't worry. When I was younger. And it wasn't that expensive. Although for like a professional one that Pete Dunne would want, maybe it is that much. Maybe it is that expensive.
Well, you bite into the mould and whatnot and get it done
It was
properly,
horrible.
yeah.
It was horrible. You had to boil water and put it in the boiled water, then bite it.
That's one of the cheap ones because I had one of those for PE.
Oh, I had a cheap one. I had a cheap one. Then.
I want when you go down the road and get a proper person to put things in your mouth.
Oh
and
no,
then-
I didn't get that. Might be hundreds of pounds. Yes.
See, I think they missed a bit there where they go, Tony should have said, hey, how do you know it's yours? And it says like DUNNE, like personalised there.
That would have been good.
That would have been good
wish
because
they
we
had.
did see him take it out the mouth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like him using Andre Chase's jumper against him. It's about time someone did that.
Yes.
He put
That's
his head in it.
It's a teachable moment as well.
Yeah, don't wear jumpers while you're wrestling, kids.
He's growing on me, Andre Chase is. But I'm not sure if it's just because the rest of the show is so rubbish by
No,
comparison.
it's because he's great.
Andre Chase is improving by doing nothing. But I feel like he knows his place. He's not going to be main event anytime soon. He just gets
How
beat
do
up.
you know?
I think
Stood up, no.
I'd rather watch Duke Hudson than Andre Chase.
There's
off.
no need for that, Jack. I wear
He's a
mine.
university lecturer with anger issues who knows less than his students. It's a fantastic,
Yeah.
nuanced, layered character.
It's funny.
Okay.
He wears a jumper.
It's like a dentist with bad teeth, a teacher who's thick. Ha ha. Boa beats Idris enough. That happened.
Enofe.
I was going to say, that's how
think-
you say that. Enough for it,
I'm
enough.
sorry, I meant I had enough of this show.
Yeah.
Yes. See, there you go. There's the prep, and then there's a joke.
No, Boa's big push.
Oh, hang on.
continues.
Here's the US title. Sorry, go on.
Boa's big push continues, I guess.
Yeah, so we get Boa versus Haaland soon, I guess.
The finishing
Whoa.
kick. What did he say?
Why Haaland?
Build them both up.
We'll get them both facing each other
The two big bastards, you know
on
what I
the
think?
grandest stage.
Oh, God, no. Not ready for that, no. The milder stage.
But yeah, the finishing kick was. I'm guessing you're going to say it was sick.
It was sick. It was a sick kick. Sick tricks from Boa.
Slick. I was hoping it would rhyme as well, but no.
Yeah, he constricted a good match. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams talk trash to Roddy Strong backstage.
That was a
But-
snake.
Thank you.
Slither like
appreciate
a snake, yeah.
I appreciate it. But panic when they find one of Dexter Loomis's creepy drawings.
Yeah.
They watch from the stands as Strong takes on Braun Breaker in the main event. Braun wins, but is ambushed by Tommaso Ciampa afterwards. And I thought this was an interesting setup because it was good to see this match happen, first of all, because lovely lads having a good wrestle. And then, non-ironic, no, these guys are good. But someone did point out, and I just got used to it, that I didn't really realise it. Both the people in this match were cheered, and then Ciampa was cheered.
This was Gran Akuma on Twitter, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he sometimes has very calm and reasonable takes on wrestling, which is a rarity, to be honest. So I
He's
quite
a calm and
enjoy it.
reasonable person.
I quite enjoy it, but he was exactly right. He said the cheers went in cycles, and
Yeah.
so they cheered Braun, No, they were cheering
Rod.
Roddy against Joe Gacy,
Yeah.
but he was a heel as well. Then they were cheering Braun over Roddy, but then they were cheering Ciampa over Braun. So no one's really getting over. It's just
Yay.
they're just cheering at this cycle of.
I mean,
Yay.
it's a necessity when you've got someone like Grayson Waller who eats up all of professional wrestling's booze, doesn't he? He's got them all. He has them all. So no wonder everyone else is getting cheered when that piece of crap's on the roster.
Son of a
You
bitch.
piece of crap.
You know
Clown
that-
chaser.
That reminded me of the JR compilation of him calling Triple H a bitch or a son of a bitch. Son
Why?
of
Why?
a bitch.
Tell me why. So yeah, NXT continues to impress. AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. Well, this will be a quick one, I guess, because most of the show, Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson finally getting their match. Selfishly, have a 60-minute match of the year contender. After we've already recorded I'll just skip over that bit. Hangman hits the bookshot, but can't make the cover before the time limit expires. I'll just start with the ending first. I like that that's how they're doing. They did this with Omega Danielson as well, where we're no longer doing the 1, 2, oh, that's the exact moment that the timer expired, which seemed to be the way that all these timer draws would happen, like the last 20 years or so. But now we're like, no, it's like, it just happens.
Yeah.
Like, it expired. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. But anyway, Jack, what do you think of the match?
Oh, I loved it. It might be my favorite match of the year. I'm not
Really?
sure. I'm not sure, but it's definitely up there for me. Though it was fantastic. The hour flew by. It didn't feel like an hour watching it. I loved Cocky Bryan at the start, and then I loved Brave Hangman, and then they both were just going for it. And the draw really divided opinion on Twitter for some reason, but I liked it. The people's main arguments seem to be either one, we're American and draws are bad, or that's what a lot of people were like. Well, no, 'cause I think it might just be a cultural difference, because I was like, loved that, and then people on Twitter replied to me saying like, draws suck, like what? And I'm thinking like, oh,
Bryan Danielson, right, was Newcastle United away at Hangman Page's Liverpool. That's the way to look at it.
Oh,
He took the point away from home to take it to the home leg and beat them.
So then,
Because they were in Texas, weren't they? That's where rootin' tootin' cowboys are from.
yeah,
Meow, meow.
that's where they're all from.
All of them.
yeah, because they say draw and they whip out the guns and shoot them. I've seen those cowboy films.
But no, I loved it, and I thought the draw works because I hope Bryan will go on to heelishly claim that Hangman couldn't beat him, even though he was feet away from actually making the cover. I think it was fantastic. What did you think, Matthew?
Same things you just said. I couldn't believe it was an hour because it flew by so quickly. There was a little tiny slight criticism I've had when he was bleeding from the forehead and he was checking on him for 2 minutes. Because I'm like...
They were in
all right.
commercial break then, weren't they? Or was
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
There must have been, but because they were doing that. But then Danielson's just flipping the bird to the crowd, and then they're chatting screw you, screw you. He goes, screw you, screw you. Yeah, he starts with jumping jacks to the tune of- I loved it. Danielson is phenomenal in this role that he's currently in AEW, where he's a dickhead, really good wrestler.
Yeah.
That's it. Hangman Page is a plucky underdog, but still being the champ. And this was a very good way of having those two things, because you go, hey, how can you be an underdog and the champ? Well, against the best in the world, of course. So, yeah, no complaints here.
I thought it was amazing how they structured it, but kept it entertaining all the way through, because obviously they knew it was an hour before they started. So it started off really slow with pose-offs and whatnot, then a quick flurry, then a pause with standoffs and whatnot, but all the way through...
Pose off, I'm just imagining Triple H. Just
being dramatic on corners of the ring and whatnot. But it was amazing how they kept going through that cycle, but it was always entertaining because there was always something different going on in the pauses between the flurries, so they didn't run out of steam. I liked how that was structured.
That's a really good point as well. It was just class, wasn't it? It was just class.
Yeah. Backstage, the Bucks, Cole and Fish challenge best friends to an 8-man tag. They say they'll destroy Sue's car and end her career.
End her career.
Oh, Adam Cole has a secret Christmas present for the others, and Kyle O'Reilly tweets about this.
He says, "What's in the box?"
It's little Kyle. He's a very
Little
small
mini Kyle, yeah.
Hi guys.
What was the music? What was the music about?
Christmas.
Yeah, but it was.
yeah.
But I couldn't hear what they were saying, and it was annoying.
It was definitely Christmas time, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, this is nice. I like.
Do you reckon it'll be a heel hook in the box?
Oh.
Because Kyle had that god awful
he did
T-shirt, didn't
he?
he?
Did just beat Fuego del Sol.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be babyface
Yes.
hook.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because Kyle had that T-shirt with a heel hook, didn't he? It was a heel and a hook.
Okay.
So it might
So
be
do
a
you think-
heel hook to signify Kyle is coming. So I don't think Kyle could fit in that box. I'm just trying to think of something relating to Kyle that could actually fit in that box. Maybe his shoe? I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't look big enough to be.
It could
didn't
be a
look big
proper
enough-
Christmas pantomime, like, who could the slipper fit? Could it be him? No. Then it's just this random foot backstage. Oh my God, it fits. And the camera pans back, or zooms back, sorry. And it's Kyle O'Reilly with a glass slipper on.
I
Yeah.
feel like.
Well done, Ross.
Michael Nakazawa can play the role of Buttons.
Hello, boys and girls. I feel like it was too small as well to be like a big, like when The Rock gave the picture of himself to the nation of Dominic. It's not big enough to be a comedy self-portrait of Adam Cole, is it? So I'm lost. Shoes might be the right answer.
I know. To make sure that you know it's Kyle coming, it's a signed 8x10 from Von Wagner.
Do you reckon Von Wagner's signature is just all capital letters
That would be-
VON?
That would be like Cena's. That would be mint if it seemed like Kyle O'Reilly was going to sign for all the world, and then who runs out to save Adam Cole but Von Wagner? That would be so good. I'd love that.
He wouldn't do that because it happens on a Wednesday.
Yeah, he's all about Come Tuesday.
That's how they get around the copyright. They call him Come Wednesday.
Come Wednesday.
That's not trademarked.
How would Von Wagner say the word Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Come Wednesday. Dear.
Come
Von Wagner is up there.
Like Samoa Joe.
Maffew, how do you think Von Wagner would say come Wednesday?
I don't know, but I imagine him saying, I am here at All Come Wrestling. And some thought should be best kept in my head. Wardlow squashes Matt Sydal, but hits repeated powerbombs instead of going for the pinfall. Sean Spears, the chairman, gets on the mic and persuades him to make a cover. He reluctantly does. Spears tells him off for being excessive before battering Sydal with a chair. Womp womp. He then gets a call from MJF, who needs Wardlow to buy champagne for him after his victory tonight. It goes, it's all right. We'll drive together. I drive, you drive, I buy, and just we'll go now. You can drive with what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Baby. He said baby a lot, didn't he, Sean Spears, the crazy bastard?
Yeah, because he's cool now. He doesn't give a you know what?
Baby.
Says baby.
Like a boxing promoter, isn't he? We're fully on the road to MJF getting turned on by. That made no sense. I'll start again.
Say
We're
it
fully
again,
on
Ross.
the road to Wardlow turning heel on. Or no, turning babyface on the heel MJF.
Yes.
Unless they're in Long Island. Because the more he just squashes fools, the more that we'll all be like, yeah, he's a man.
It's LA Knight.
He's Wardlow. Wardlow's
sorry.
It's just all of Wardlow's promos now. Be like, come down to the ring, little chickadee. Whomp! Smashes them.
A creepy vignette shows Malachi Black hanging out with a masked disciple. The word king is used.
Oh, what?
So
Who's
maybe
the master? Who's the
Brody
Brody
Prince
King?
Philip.
Brody King.
is-
No,
Oh,
he was never a king. He was just the Queen's consort, wasn't he? As well. Poor Phil. Big P.
poor Phil.
Sounds like a tournament in the wrestling now, doesn't it? The Queen's Consort.
Queen's consort. Yeah. You don't understand the rules of the Queen's consort, you stupid idiot.
Hikaru Shida beats Serena Deeb.
Oh, no,
after
we need to
Deeb-
speak. That promo
Oh,
package,
come
it was going to be my Hall of Fame nomination until I remember the Cultaholic Wrestling Christmas party. Because it was that good. I thought Steven Spielberg, right? Just because he's the most famous director I know. Maybe not, it doesn't fit that style, probably, but he could have directed that. I thought
you were going to say Steven Skodes for a second.
the
there.
second most famous
Who
director.
did? Thank you for your video, by the way, Stephen. The
Oh,
best
yes.
of Cultaholic 2021.
Yeah, another finely directed production. Thank you
What
very much,
was?
Stephen.
What? Thank you. But what was this video package? Sorry, that we're talking about.
Malachi Black in his
Oh,
house.
that thing. Oh, I was scared.
Wonderfully shot, wonderfully edited. Nice little... Because what was the violence is part of your being or something? And Brody King's got a T-shirt that says violence on it or something. Just the back of his wardrobe there. I don't know. I saw someone on Reddit say it. So I took it.
Pretty much.
This is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
The mask really creeped me out, actually.
I like that Malachi
Squid
Black.
Game, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Well, no, the
Probably
mask.
watched that at some point.
Similar vibes.
Just the mask looking a bit like it, not like it was based off of Squid Game. Imagine if that was Squid Game.
Oh, that would be very scary. Remember Squid Game? That's fallen off quite
A few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yesterday's pizza, that. Hikaru Shida beats Serena Deeb after Deeb collides with exposed turnbuckle.
Which
what
she
a lovely
herself,
match.
which she herself did expose, to be fair.
Hoist by her own leotard.
Something like that.
Oof. I paused before saying that, and I still said it. Go on.
She.
say something, Joe.
I think Ross was going to. One of you was going to talk about what a lovely match it was, and I just fully concur. It was
I
great.
didn't say a word, but it was a really nice match. The highlight of which for me was Serena Deeb's bridge when she was doing a submission chicken wing kind of thingy while she was bridging, but Shida was on her front on the mat. That was incroyable. Oh, oui, oui. Two net breakers and the Falcon Arrow coming to BBC Three very soon.
And no one kicks out the Falcon Arrow, so that was impressive. Backstage, the Varsity Blondes are interviewed by Tori Schiavone. Griff Garrison is furious at Malachi Black for his attack on Julia Hart. Pillman tries to calm him down, but Garrison shoves him away. Again, echoing the thoughts of thousands, and promises to break Malachi's jaw.
He's not going to break his jaw. He's going to lose.
Very specific insult or threat.
Do you think he will then get? Do you think? Griff Garrison's going to get his jaw broken
Yeah.
by the Black Mass?
Griff Garrison is going to join the House of Black.
No, because
Yeah.
he's got the darkness within him.
Aye. And
Like
I reckon
Anakin.
they've used Julia, young Julia there, young Julia Hart. They've used her as, but Malachi's used her as bait.
Because he's got his eye on.
You don't want Brian because Brian's a tool.
Why would you not want Brian?
He's a
if
tool.
If anyone's going to have a bit of a mad streak in them, it'll be the son of the loose cannon, surely.
Matt Sydal said he's a tool.
Okay, well, fair enough.
And he knows tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the main event, MJF cuts a promo on CM Punk, saying he's only had a string of uninspiring matches with uninteresting opponents, making him the new Ryback.
See, this was.
Now, when I heard
I'll pop
this,
for it.
when I heard that, I thought of you, Maffew, straight away because of
You think of you hear Ryback, you think of me now.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Because what should have happened in Hell in a Cell or whatever your thing you keep saying
I
over
don't
and
know.
over again.
What are you talking about?
Come on now.
Okay, sorry.
Play the game.
Yes, Ryback should have ended CM Punk's streak and won the title. In that brief moment before the Shield came in and completely changed how WWE worked in the main event scene. Yeah. Oh well, Ryback was very happy on Twitter. And I could tell because people started posting that little video of him eating potato chips really loudly.
Which video? He does that a lot, doesn't he?
I don't know why he's become a meme out of wrestling. Which I guess is the highest clout you can get if you're a clown chaser like Grayson Waller. It's just a brief clip of Ryback eating crisps, but because he's so big, he's so loud. It's like, hum, rum, 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 rum. And that's
like
it.
how Vince
And that
McMahon
appears
would
in
eat
memes. That appears as a template for different images to make fun of now. That have nothing to do with wrestling. Most of the people doing those don't know who Ryback is. I'd love to see it.
It didn't do it for me, unfortunately, because Punk had already said the Miz one, which got a huge response, and now it's like MJF's like, well, I want to do that as well. I was like, oh, come on now, Maxwell, you're better than that.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He is.
He's just doing Kurt Angle's shtick from 2000.
Whoa!
Just because I'm in
no.
Texas and you guys are stupid.
Angle thought he was the good guy. He was a dork. MJF knows he's the bad guy.
Yeah, but every week Angle will come out and say stuff. He said some stuff about
True.
Well, if I was JFK and I was in this particular... All right, Angle. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. He says that he could beat Dante Martin with a headlock takeover and doesn't claim to be the best in the world. He just is. And then MJF wins the Dynamite Diamond Ring for a third time. The only person to have held it. Beating Dante with a Fujiwara armbar after interference from Ricky Starks.
Yeah, he put his leg on the ropes and saved him.
He did.
Because Dante had turned on him and Team Taz. And Taz was furious on commentary.
Yeah. He said, "Do you not know who my son is?"
Yeah.
He celebrates with FTR, but the lights go down and they're attacked by Sting and Darby. The numbers game begins to tell, but CM Punk runs out with Sting's baseball bat to clear the ring. Punk challenges Pinnacle to a 6-man tag next week with a pro-choice t-shirt.
Now, oh yeah, and fair play for that. But on the other hand, no, not on the other hand at all. It's got nothing to do with that. But on the other hand, the lights didn't need to go down. I thought someone was debuting.
Yeah, they do
I
that
was
too
well
much.
excited. They do it for Malachi Black, and now they've done it for Darby and Sting again. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Sting doesn't have evil powers. Why does the lights go off for him?
Sting does have evil powers. Oh no, does he not?
No.
Sting's not got powers, no.
Sting can appear in places.
No, but like literally him running or hiding out in the balcony. It's
So
not
when
like with the powers of Crow.
When Sting's like got himself in place of the statue when they unveiled him, and then it was Sting, or when Sting's like, does he just do that because does he just get himself in there? Like,
It's
is
just
he like-
disciplined, yeah.
He's like Batman. He's not got powers.
He knows the
Right, he was
production
there all
team very
day.
well.
right. Yeah, he does.
Like in
He does.
WCW, he didn't fly. It was just
No,
it was
no.
A, it was a
I know
hoof
he
on the-
didn't. I know Sting can't fly.
Sting flying from the rafters.
He just knows the guy with the winch at the back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good match. Dante Martin still very, very good at jumping very, very high. There's a few times this match where I think he was just too, I don't know, maybe worried or nervous or like, oh, it's a main event. Can't undeliver here. He gave poor MJF a brutal
That was
like,
incredible,
rolling
that.
450 into his neck and head area.
And the bit where he did a shooting star press and kneed him in the face.
Yeah, and then landed on,
He
took a
meant
Kevin
it.
Owens bump.
He meant it. Extra bit of stank on it for the main event there from
Yeah.
Dante.
But, the commentators were like, yeah, he didn't get all of it. He hit him with the knee. Whatever. Wrestling's fake. Shut up. So I like that. But, yeah, just another probably top all right episode of AEW. Fantastic episode of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, it was
An
really
hour
good.
of it being that one match.
Yes.
And it
And you
shows
know
you
what?
what the power of wrestling is, doesn't it, gentlemen? When you just sit there and watch some good wrestling, you have a good time. And when you're not watching Grayson Waller, you have a good time.
Oh.
Speaking of good times, here's the mailbag.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
And here it is. The mailbag. Hello, gentlemen. My brother has been out of the wrestling loop for a while. So when he asked me what was up with NXT these days, I had a hard time telling him how much had changed since the Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Viking Raiders match at WrestleMania 35 weekend.
Oh, good match.
It's better
A
now.
while ago now. I decided to show him photos of the new NXT characters to get him up to speed. When we got to Haaland, my brother said, he looks like if Nails was a pissed off cat. And damn it, now I can't see Haaland as anything else. So my question for you is, has anyone ever made an offhand comment about a wrestler or a gimmick? And from that moment forth, it was all you could see about that performer/gimmick. Cheers and happy holidays to you, merry band of misfits. You're the shot of rum in my eggnog, and I salute you for it. David from Quincy. Thank you very much, David from Quincy. I've got one.
Go on.
I've got one as well.
So
I've got one as well.
this year with the lockdown, etc., I decided to watch Rumble Elimination Chamber live with my housemate. And yeah, Elimination Chamber, SmackDown, I believe. Baron Corbin came out. All, ooh, look at me, I'm big. And my housemate just went, God, he looks like a really big Colin Mockery. Whose line is it anyway? And it was hard to unsee.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
I guess as the later the seasons went on with Whose Line Is It Anyway, the more you look like Baron Corbin.
Yeah. The Baron Corbin years, they call them. What yourself? Have you got one, Jack?
Yes. I can't remember when or who, but someone once said that Paul Bearer sounds like a man falling off a cliff or down an elevator shaft when he's talking. No? Okay. Cheers.
I was waiting for the impression.
I see. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I remember someone saying Paul Bearer sounds like Mickey Mouse having a good time. And we'll carry on. Ross, have you got one?
I'm taking a bit of a risk here because this could sound terribly wrong. But someone who I used to work with in a former life once just said Charlotte Flair looks like she's got smelly feet. So every time I see Charlotte Flair now, I just think, oh, look, there's Charlotte with her smelly feet. Based off nothing.
I thought it was you who made that up, but I also think that because I thought it was you.
It wasn't me, no.
Oh, well, there we go.
Someone I used to sit next to.
Trying to think.
Jack's trying to figure it out.
Well, it might be me then, because I've sat next to you before.
It was definitely back at the old place. Just like, oh, she looks like she's got really smelly feet. Yeah. Like, oh, based off nothing, but there we go. That's always my first thought when I see her, even though she probably doesn't. I reckon she's a very clean lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's the queen, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Thank you, Ross. I have nothing to add to that. Hi there, podcast crew. I'm a new fan to wrestling, only starting to follow along with WWE in early 2019 after discovering a wrestling podcast from a Canadian content creator group I follow and binging it in its entirety. I then discovered Cultaholic through YouTube recommendations and have been following ever since. Once graded and the weekly WTF moments ended, I needed some way of keeping up with what happened when I didn't watch it. Can you blame me with how bad it was during the Thunderdome era? No,
He's such a new fan, but already so jaded.
Right. He gets it. And the podcast was the outlet I needed. I listened to you guys over the weekend when driving to or from my hobby game store. I'm actually going to my first wrestling show this Friday from our local indie promotion where hometown Evil Uno and Stu Grayson will be returning.
Oh, you're from Montreal.
Come on, Table 2.
Parlez-vous français. I had tickets to see them perform for this promotion back in 2020, but everything locked down a couple of weeks before the show was supposed to happen. Now, for my question, has there been a part of your life/hobbies that you were surprised to learn the Venn diagram of that and wrestling were more connected than you thought? For me, it was when I learned to a surprising amount of large Magic the Gathering online personalities were wrestling fans and would reference it without my knowing before getting into wrestling.
Right.
Hopefully the example helps clear up the question. I tried rewriting it like 4 times to make it clear. Love all the work you guys do. Hopefully we don't have another post-podcast news curse happen.
We're fine, it's Friday.
Well, thanks. Now you've said it, Dominic. Oh.
It's Friday, we're fine.
Thanks, Dominic.
Oh, there we go. This is the exact moment where one of us says, well, if the bad thing has happened, we're very sorry. And we're sure that somebody in the comments will have already left it by now.
Yep.
That being said, thank you very much for the question, Dominic. Hope all is well.
Thank you.
In Canada. I'd say Shayna Baszler being a bit of a Henry Cavill and appreciating Warhammer.
Did you like your hammer?
That was a nice thing to see. Just because, obviously Jack's the Warhammer expert of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
The
sure I've
Horus
taken
Heresy.
his taste.
What was he playing?
Oh, there we go. Also, shout out to RJ Singh, the wrestler from the UK. I'm pretty sure he still wrestles. I'm not sure anymore. Who we bonded over online over Sonic the Comic, weirdly enough. Which I never expected to see. I tweeted about it going, oh, it was great. There's one panel where this guy, it's just so cheesy and action-packed. They did a Streets of Rage strip. But like, aha, I took care of Axel. He won't be bothering us. What's that noise? And it's Axel with 2 massive machine guns. And the bad guy's going, what? But I sent my best ninjas to get you, Axel. Actually, Axel, ninjas are wimps, man. And it was that's how we reminisced and became kind of friends.
So,
Knocked my dog off. That was definitely worth recapping.
So the question is it? So you've gone the other way. You've gone things that wrestlers are interested in that you are, rather than things that you're interested in. The crossover with. Which way are we going? Can we go
you're
way?
right. Oh, bugger.
No, that's probably fine. I'm just wondering which way to go.
If you have any examples.
What I took from that question made me think of the time I was the talk of Year 8, right? Because I was on Footballers' Diaries on BBC Two. I went to watch the WrestleMania Revenge Tour at the Telewest Arena back in 2004, and the Footballers' Diaries crew were following around. It was either one of Jermaine Genius, Titus Bramwell, or Kieran Dyer at the time, and it just so happened they were at the wrestling. So there's a shot where they're walking down the corridor, just in with all the peasants. So like I was walking down there opposite them, and I was like, "Oh my god!" and then shook their hands, because I was on the TV on BBC Two, no less, national. Talk of the Year 8. So the fact they were there with the wrestlers. I think Kieran Dyer was with the World Heavyweight title after the show. I think that was part of the show as well. Having a little not in the ring, but like part of Footballers' Diaries. He was backstage with whoever was world champion back in April, May time of 2004.
Did they ask him who he played for? I remember that. That's when he said, I think we've definitely talked about this before, but it was when they said not to ask the wrestlers for any photos, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
If any would have been.
Was it Rey Mysterio he got a photo with backstage? I'm sure. It wasn't the actual
I
World Heavyweight
I swear it
title,
was
yeah.
Eddie because he was champ as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Ray as well.
yeah.
But what if that's on YouTube?
It's not. I've tried to look for it. See, little 12-year-old me.
Yeah.
Well, 11-year-old me I would have been at the time.
So, like, were you front row or something? Like, how did they get to see you? Were you?
No, literally, I was up the side near the back, and they literally walked down the the Telewest Arena where the corridors down the side before you go out and up. They were just walking down there, like in amongst all the people, which was very strange for back then, especially because Newcastle wasn't the football team weren't the crap they are today. We were in Europe back then. Kieran Dyer played for England.
In a pre-Brexit world, we were all in Europe back then.
Oh. It's when Newcastle's team was good.
Yes, that's what he meant. Thank you. Jack, have you got any examples?
Yeah, when I was in about year 10 or 11, I got eye abrasions. I got abrasions on my eyes because I'd slept with my contact lenses in, and then when I woke up, I rubbed my eyes in it. Oh, so I couldn't see for a bit, like PJ from Biker Grove, so I had to take like a week or two off school because I couldn't see, but my vision was like slowly coming back, and I could open my eyes more without it hurting, and just to pass the time, I remember finding the world of battle rap, which I'm not as much into anymore, but I've kept in touch with, I keep track of what's going on and stuff. But this was during like the battle rap boom, where rap battles were all the rage, and turns out a lot of battle rappers who I watched back then, we now follow each other on Twitter because the worlds of rap battling and wrestling are just so similar in terms of the showmanship and the fact they don't actually all hate each other. It's just a job for them and stuff. So that would be mine. That would be mine. Check out my Desert Island Graps interview with Shotty Horror if you want to learn more. Ooh. He knew his wrestling inside out as well.
Yeah.
He did a rap and he referenced Stan Stasiak, not even Sean.
Stan Stasiak. He went back. In what context?
I can't
I'll
remember,
give you a heart attack like Stan.
Nice.
It may well have been. He did because a lot of them don't just do battles. They do like songs. They put out their own music as well. And he released this like rap he did where there's loads of wrestling references in it, and it went from everywhere from like Stan Stasiak to like up to Roman Reigns and stuff. It was very impressive from my personal friend Shotty Horror. So yeah.
Good times. I'll go with just answer the person question because I realize I haven't done it. There was one time I'm like, I'm sick of wrestling. I need to clear my head. And I went to the stand at Newcastle upon Time to see some comedy. Oh, there we go. I think we're near wrestling here.
Von Wagner was there doing the set.
Yeah, Von Wagner. Why did they call it the Yellow Pages or whatever? Carl Hutchinson was there. And I was listening to him. And of course he brought up, then we used to watch the wrestling. It was like, I'm like, oh my God. It goes, yeah, the ice rink, Whitley Bay, 93. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, cool. Well, wait, here's me and my mates dressed up. There's me as Vader. There's me mate as Razor Ramon and all this. I'm like, I can't believe this. Yeah. That was nice to see. Yeah. And then he trained to be a wrestler. With just small, unimpressive wrestlers. Rampage Brown training him, so.
My monitor's going to turn off, don't worry.
Fair play to it. Yeah, you've turned all. Whoa, what's happening with you?
He's all right.
You like BBC CGI?
Yeah, you went all. It was,
what happened there?
It was like when Triple H is behind the glass in the Elimination Chamber and the light was on.
Yes.
Whoa!
Whoa! No, Ross, come back.
Is it poltergeist in here? No, my monitor was going to turn off, so I've turned it back on again. So I could see your beautiful faces.
Last question. Hey guys, as a long-time listener of this luxurious podcast, I've caught the occasional OS dub reference here and there, which led to me to check out their YouTube channel. After binging all of their content, I now want to hear what boys reside in all of your respective stables.
Oh, boy stables.
I'm especially intrigued to hear which mates of Maffew will make the cut. Thank you for all the top-tier content you lads have been putting out this festive season. I hope you all enjoy a nice break. Happy holidays, Ben. Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Can of Coke to you.
Now, we answered this question, I reckon, about 4 years ago.
We have answered it a few times at least.
No, just at least once, I reckon. I can remember. Right at the early days of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, but I'm intrigued to see what's changed. Or if they haven't changed. Maffew, has yours changed since back then?
The definition of the boys' stable, there's been someone that wasn't winning anything, right?
They can't have won a world title.
A world title. Okay, in that case, Chad Gable is definitely there. And is this for currently or all time?
I was going to do all time.
All time.
Right. Crash Holly.
Oh, really? Big Crash Holly?
D'Lo Brown.
Okay.
That's never changing. And I'll do someone else who's current. No, wait. I can't pick her. Damn it. They've all won titles now. They're getting better.
Yeah, mine's in tatters from 4 years ago because they've all gone on to win stuff.
I wish you could find out what we said 4 years ago. There's been a hell of a better question. Think on your feet, Maffew. Think. Steve Blackman.
No.
Jack, what are yours?
Steve Blackman is first and foremost. Lindsay Dorado.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bull Buchanan. S.A. Rios. And... and Ron Reese. The Yate. That's my 5, yeah.
I haven't done my homework. I'm come prepared, so I'm going to go off the top of my head straight away. Tamina's in there. Got to be.
Yeah.
Of course.
English line Eddie Ryan. Come on now. Plymouth Pavilions, I saw that show. My goodness. I forgot what happened until last week's podcast. It was the week before, I can't remember. But my goodness, what a guy. I'm going to go back to WCW and go for Ernest the Cat Miller.
Oh, that's a nice
because
one.
he is the greatest. Dun, 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 dun. Do I go for The Wall? The Wall was another favourite of mine way back in the day. I don't think he would have world title, did he?
No, surely not.
Yeah. And then we'll go for someone... Does War Geordie Pack count?
I guess
so.
Because they always used to say, before Christian won his world title in OSW, they used to say, like, Christian was a part of, like, one of their boys' stables, even though he was prominent and good.
That'll do for me.
I do like that's OSW's... Many of their many influences on the world is this the idea of the boys' stable.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, look, the Pac must have won a title by now, right?
A world title, though?
Well, if you count Dragon Gates, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the name of the title that he won.
Oh, man, get your phone out, Maffew. Give Jay a ring,
I'm
will you?
doing. Titles.
It's the Open the Dream
Open the Dream
Gate.
Gate champion. Does that
Yeah.
not count as a world title?
Don't know. Does
No, I
that
was
have to
going to
be-
say, get your phone out and give Jay a ring, will you? Your close personal friend.
He is a mate of Maffew, yeah.
Maybe I'll not have to, because S.A. Rios might have won one in Mexico then. I'm not sure.
You know what? We can come back to that next time.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I should
4 years' time, we'll ask that question again. All right. But Teresa's piece of next. So I will end this bit by going, thank you very much for your thoughts, queries, ponderings, and everything else that you send to us every week here. If you want to send some in yourself, don't worry, you can by going straight to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Reese Piss. Hi diddly ho, diddlerinos.
Ron Reese Piss.
One Reese Piss in
Ron
the Piss
Reese
stable.
Piss.
Greetings from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Oh.
Home of
Bonjour.
Home of Kenny the Cleaner Omega, Don the Invisible Hand Callis, and Chris the Newcastle tourism guide Jericho. I hope that sticks. I come bearing the gift of a Reese Piss for you, somewhat inspired by the rounds of the last 2 weeks. Instead of pairing a wrestler with a musician, however, I've decided to pander exclusively to Maffew. Oh, is that nice? And have you choose between these matchups of wrestlers with Simpsons characters. Oh,
Okay.
Same idea. I've created tag teams of wrestlers with the citizens of Springfield. I've done this to finally blend my 3 greatest passions together. Those, of course, being wrestling, The Simpsons, and making people who are just casual fans of The Simpsons talk more about The Simpsons against their will. I like this. Let's go around fastest thought first. Ross Jack me. Bart Simpson and Darby Allin versus Nelson Muntz and Eddie Kingston.
Nelson Muntz and Eddie Kingston.
Oh, but there's 2 skateboards involved here. I'll still go for Nelson and Eddie Kingston.
Oh, wow. I thought that would have been all was needed for you. I like the idea of Nelson and Eddie laughing.
Never skateboarded in my life as well. I just can't do it.
Homer Simpson and Hulk Hogan, okay, versus Frank Grimes and Cameron Grimes.
What was Frank Grimes again? I can picture him, but
He had one episode where he basically, I think the idea was to get, what if they got a normal worker?
Boring fella, yeah.
Yeah, and let him work alongside Homer. And how would he react? It's not very well.
I'll go for Frank Grimes.
Yeah.
I think I had that one on DVD. Is that like sort of seasons 4 to 6 sort of range?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good years.
He ends up dying by accident. When he's
Yeah,
running
he
around.
dies horribly.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'll go for the Grimeses as well.
Absolutely. I could pick Hogan. Yeah. Lisa Simpson and Asuka versus Marge Simpson and Bull Nakano, because they both have blue hair that stands up. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'd love nothing more than for Bull Nakano to just harm Lisa Simpson.
Oh, poor Lisa Simpson.
She's annoying, isn't she?
Well, back
supposed to
then,
be.
I've looked back on it, and Lisa meant well. She meant well. I'll go for Bull Nakano and Marge Simpson, though.
Absolutely. War Bull all the way. Groundskeeper Willie and Drew McIntyre
No, you can't do that.
versus Ned Flanders and Rick Rude.
Ah,
What?
come on now.
Wait a minute.
Sex Tashes for the win.
Oh, mustaches.
Both ripped. Both Tashes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Willie versus Ned would just be a good singles match on its own, because Willie's ripped as well.
That would be a good episode, actually. Of
Oh,
The Simpsons.
I'll go for Willie and Drew.
If they run out of ideas, book that. Book it, TK. Until then, I like Willie and Drew. I know what I said. Chief Wiggum and Big Boss Man versus Fat Tony and Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Oh, Fat Tony and Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, that one as well.
I've got to pick Wiggum. I don't have a tattoo. I often said if I was going to get one, it would be of Chief Wiggum.
But why would it be Wiggum?
Imagine.
Because every time someone said, like, get a tattoo, you're going to like seeing every time. As many times I'm like, God, I'm sick of my life, me. But if I looked over on my arm and had a picture of Chief Wiggum, I'd probably laugh every time.
But why Chief Wiggum? Do you just
He's
like Chief
funny.
Wiggum? He is funny. He is good.
A quick pitch for the
Sam's got a Ralph Wiggum tattoo.
on his leg.
Yeah, eating paste.
It's not an ice cream.
I thought it was a jar that said
no,
paste on it.
he's a paste eater.
Oh.
It's like a clown chaser, but worse.
I've always thought Sam Tattoo was a nice little ice cream.
I think it's paste.
But I was going to say, quick pitch for Tony D'Angelo when he's retired and maybe puts on a bit more weight. He could just be Fat Tony.
Perfect, isn't it?
Come on now.
Krusty the Clown and Doink versus Sideshow Bob and Bob Backlund.
But aren't Krusty the Clown and Doink the same thing? Haha. Because that interview Kevin Nash did. Was it Kevin Nash or Scott Hall? I can't remember.
Oh, no, Kevin Nash says, yes, they called Matt Bourne Krusty the Clown because he never washed his gear.
What was the second pairing? Sorry, I forgot them already.
Sideshow Bob and Bob Backlund. Both
Oh,
people
the clowns, straight away.
Went into politics, yeah.
With Grayson Waller as their mascot.
I'll go
Clown
for
chaser.
I'll go for Sideshow Bob and whoever. Sideshow Bob's a really good character. I like him.
Yeah. Like a bit of Kelsey Grammer, so I'm picking the Bobs.
Oh yes, it is Kelsey Grammer, isn't it?
It is, yes. Otto and Matt Riddle
Yeah.
versus Principal Skinner and Lance Storm.
Principal Skinner and Lance Storm, innit?
Yeah, same.
Perfect. Perfect booking.
Yeah.
Barney and Mabel. And I had to think there, does he mean the dinosaur? Oh, right, no, the guy from the... Right. Oh, I see where they're going with this. Versus Mo and Mo.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Right.
I mean, Barney and Mabel, what's going to go wrong there? I'll go for that one.
Well, so Barney's knocked out a baseball player in an argument over who the greatest
That's
British
right.
Prime Minister was. Lord Palmerston. Barney was very...
Now, Pitt the Elder.
Lord Punter. But then Mo used to be a boxer. So I'll go for Mo.
He was
and
a
Mo.
trainer, was... Oh, no, he was a boxer, yeah.
He was a boxer. He was
Yeah.
Kid Gorgeous.
Mo sister
Then just
was a
Kid
boxer.
Handsome.
Just kid. Yeah, Mo
Then
was
just
a
Kid.
boxer.
I never knew that.
And then he trains Homer in his fight. He's also a snake handler. That's his religion.
Yes.
Oh, I miss the old Simpsons.
When it was good, there was nothing
Yeah.
better. Well, I'm picking Mo and Mo. Just because OSW have killed whenever I hear Mo and I hear Mo.
Oh, they mean more.
Mo.
You know the Lord of the Flies episode where they all get stuck on the island?
Yeah, yes.
And at the end, the narrator goes, and they were all saved by, let's say Mo.
So great. Martin Prince and MJF
Oh, yes. What
Okay.
a shout.
versus Millhouse and Danhausen.
Millhausen.
Yeah.
Millhausen.
Straight away.
I'm going for Millhausen.
Yeah, Millhausen, just for the pun.
I know that Richard Tubman's a big fan of... Oh, no, is he a big fan of Kirk, possibly?
Oh,
Can we hear it in our ears? while
Kirk
we're
Van
recording?
Wagner, you mean?
Yeah.
No, we can't. He's
No,
not speaking.
no, he's gone to the toilet. Fair enough, let's move on then. Bumblebee Man and the Gobbledygooker versus Ralph Wiggum and Ralphus.
Oh, Ralph Wiggum and Ralphus, yeah.
I'm
That could be
going
the
for-
same person as well.
I'm going for Ralphus Wiggum as well.
Yes. I'm picking Sam's tattoo as well. Renier Wolfcastle and Volta versus Troy McClure and The Miz.
Oh, it's so good.
Troy McClure and The Miz, yeah.
He's done so well here, Troy McClure and The Miz. Troy McClure is one of my favourite characters, I think.
Hi, I'm The Miz. You may know me from such things as the best feud of 2017.
Oh, the Ziggler feud.
Cena.
Oh, what am I talking about?
Oh, no, that Daniel Bryan. Was that... What promo was
Oh.
that? Talking Smack. Was
That
it
was
think I'm-
2016. The promo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, gutted.
I'm thinking of the
You know what? I like the
feud,
Ziggler
but
feud as well.
That might have been 2016, yeah.
The best feud 2017, best feud 2016.
Miz is,
Wow.
Miz is really good.
Yeah. The Marine...
Hall of Fame worthy.
Yes.
The Marine 3, is he in?
Few of them. Some of
Yeah,
them.
well,
One of
you know
them.
what? I thought you would know, genuinely, Ross. For some reason, I thought you'd have watched all of them.
Why?
Because your love of wrestling knows no bounds. Yeah, anyway, Troy McClure and The Miz. Mr. Burns and Vince McMahon versus, oh, here we go, Smithers and Tony Khan.
You got to go for the first one, aren't you?
Mr. Burns is impossibly frail. I'm going to go for Smithers and Tony.
Yeah, but Mr. Burns is going to live forever, just like Vince
Yeah.
McMahon. So, yeah. Yeah.
I think-
Cheers, gents. Thanks for all you do. I've loved listening to the podcast for years now. It's a wonderful way to digest the sometimes wonderful, sometimes horrible world of wrestling. And you lot are one of the biggest reasons I got back into it after years away. So if you think of it that way, me knowing enough about wrestling to even write this was kind of your fault. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Happy holidays, JD Renaud.
Thank you, JD. That was a lovely Reese's Pieces.
Much love, JD. And if you have any other Reese's Pieces yourself, anyone listening to this, your mum, your dad, your dog, whatever, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely, long sit in separate rooms this has been.
Hopefully, this is the only one we'll have to do
Fingers crossed.
like this. Famous last words, of course, but hopefully.
Is that going to be the bad news of the week that we immediately have to... Nah. Let's happy thoughts only. We have one last little question before I love you and leave you. And that is, what is going to be the best match at WWE Day 1?
But now,
But
at
hang on,
first-
Matthew. I was
Yeah.
going to say, hang on, Matthew. It's 2 bloody weeks away. That's right. Because we're so bleeding smart, we've pre-taped a lovely bunch of things to be happening. We have the Culties. The end of year awards ceremonies coming up. And
What
also...
awards?
The what?
War Awards. The Culties are War Awards.
War Awards.
I was playing off your little stumble there where you went, what? And then you stopped and went, awards.
But
so
they
I was
are
like, yes, but they
awards.
are awards. They're War
War
Awards. You see, if you were sat there, you would have got that.
Like I said, we hope this is the last one and only one.
Yeah.
And it's fun. But then, shot in the studio. Finally, you wanted it. You got it. The watch along of the first ever episode we ever did together. Here's some spoilers. We're crap.
It was really bad and really uncomfortable, and then I'm pretty sure that I fall asleep towards the end because I was really tired, and I'm worried that I'd fall asleep in the video and then like wake up again. So watch out for that, everyone. A fun Easter egg if you spot that.
Oh, in the watch-along, you mean?
In the
original?
watch-along.
Oh, I thought you meant the original.
Not because it was.
No, it was me who was asleep in the original.
Yeah.
Not because it was boring. It was really intense. It was really intensely cringy experience for me. But I was so tired. I think at one point I do nod off and then wake up. So I'm worried about that going live on the channel. Actually.
Oh, I hope the people who cut out stuff and put it on Twitter find that. 'Cause
Yeah.
What a fantastic way to sell that episode.
Yeah.
It was
Fell
so good.
asleep
I
while
fell
watching it
asleep. Yeah.
But until then, there's a matter of the very weirdly placed, formerly December, now the very, very beginning of January, day one pay-per-view / super show / network special / oh no, that'll be us soon. Please, can we keep the network? And that is the day one.
I'm down since.
That's right. That's the joke, I guess. And this means that they scrapped TLC.
Yay.
Yeah. And right now, there's 5 big matches announced, so I'm sure there'll be others. I'll be set up before them. But there's no way this is getting future-proofed, is there, in 2 weeks' time? Let's go for it. We have Big E versus Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley.
Versus Austin Theory.
Versus Austin Theory, that's right. Versus Vince McMahon. With a 6-pack challenge. For the WWE title. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. For the WWE Universal Championship. Thank you for the noises. The Usos versus The New Day. That's a brand new match. Never done that
Seen
before.
it before. I don't know what noise to make there.
It's just so they can do a
Tell you
special
what,
entrance. Go on.
All 3 matches announced so far. Is this going to be a really good pay-per-view?
Has the potential to be one, yeah.
Yeah.
Edge versus The Miz.
Oh.
And Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Bit of a trouser stroke of that one, eh?
What the hell? No,
Back into
no.
Jamie hated territory with Maffew.
Yeah.
No, I meant like the card. The card.
Oh,
no.
God. Oh,
No.
Because
I'm being done in by lack of context.
the way you said it was as if you were just talking about that one
I
match.
know, I realised the way. Oh.
But they
Like
are
I said, in the
fatal,
first
aren't they?
podcast we did, we were really bad, but now we're really good.
Here's
was
some
too-
of Matthew's Kavorka. Those chickadees. People who didn't watch This Week in Wrestling section is going to take that out of context, aren't they?
Oh, it's fine.
This is going
Yeah.
well. What do you think is going to be the best thing about this show?
When Vince McMahon uses his pencil to take out a crowd favourite out of Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins, he gets a crowd favourite out of those 3, and stick Austin Theory in, and you'll win the title. That'll be the best thing about day one-ish.
Do you reckon he's going to go, wait, before this match begins, we need someone new and vibrant who has proven themselves in this form. He turns around and goes, Charlotte Flair!
Hiroko Sumi!
I would love it if Hiroki Sumi was there.
Savio Vega!
Shawn Michaels! The showman. Oh, forget what he said. I always forget what he says. It's a Survivor Series 96. When he gets so excited, he starts speaking French. There he is. Whatever.
He gets so excited during the zip line at WrestleMania 12 that when Michael steps off the roof and starts to zip line down, Vince just goes, "Oh no!" Says, "Oh no," because he can't contain it. I imagine it's because he just had an accident.
Yeah.
You're going for the 4-way or however many it'll be.
But then saying that, there was a bit in the dirty sheets, wasn't there? I don't know which dirty sheet it was. Probably the dirtiest one, where they said that they're planning something huge for Lesnar versus Reigns. So maybe that one.
Ooh.
Which sheet was it, Jack?
Oh, I've got no idea.
Oh.
I've been ill most of this week, so I've missed a bit of news actually.
So something huge. Is it Brock Lesnar's fine that he's going to have to pay after he attacks Roman Reigns?
My God!
and causes
I thought you were saying "fine" as an adjective. Is it Brock Lesnar's fine something? And I
It's
was like,
fine yum yum.
what could be huge? Is it Brock Lesnar's fine? Yeah,
that big
Lesnar's
chickadee.
yum yum.
yeah.
Who's got the bigger yum yum, The Rock or Brock Lesnar? Who knows?
Oh, that's tricky.
Not again.
I'll go for The Rock.
The new recurring bit of the show.
Yeah.
Who do you think's got the bigger yum yum?
Even made them more worse by the fact that there's that disgustingly crap mask of him in the background of you, Jack, where it's almost in the shape, if you're that way inclined to think of it, If what The Rock's penis may look like if it had a face.
Oh, no, it's the very opposite of what that shape is.
Yeah, you're right. That's more like the Kingpin from Daredevil.
I'd assume it's more like your Liger. Your Liger bit at the side of Liger there. The thin, long bit.
So Edge versus The Miz. That's potentially be a good match if it's going to set up a mixed tag between Miz and Maurice versus Edge and, I'm guessing, the Glamazon.
Yeah.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael Hayes, yeah.
The Glamazon.
The obvious choice. do. But maybe the Usos' New Day is going to be a little blinder just to make it, to stand out. It's their show.
What a blinder. Little Ripper.
They'll go an hour. Just to stuff those AEW people.
I think I was going to go for Lesnar versus Roman, but now that I've heard that something big's planned for it, it's got me worried about the potential booking ramifications of whatever this big thing is. I'll still go for it, though. Roman and Brock have incredible chemistry. Their only bad match was Mania 34, wasn't it? That wasn't very
Their
good.
only bad match.
Yeah.
Well, no, they had a bunch of... They were all bad apart from
Oh, really?
35.
Apart from 31.
In my opinion.
31.
Until... 31. What did I say? Oh, yeah, 31. Sorry, beg your
Oh, no,
pardon.
the one where Rollins cashed in.
Yeah, that
one's
one was
amazing.
good.
That one's amazing, yeah.
And then they never had the same chemistry again, just due to bad booking.
Oh, yeah, they've had a few,
Until
haven't
the Saudi
they?
Arabia match, which was good. But
That's
now I
good.
think they've always been hampered by bad booking, so they have the potential of a good match, but
I've just realised what's going to happen.
Okay.
it's going to happen.
It's going to be the debut of a new character in WWE.
Who?
Sammy Owen Sane.
Yep.
Sammy Owen.
So they've fused, have they?
'Cause
They've done
no-
that, and they've...
Sammy got kicked by Brock, didn't he? So he's going to join the head of the table in his stable.
Oh.
And then there'll be a clever pun. Said better than I did there, where Sami Zayn is now Samoan.
Oh, that's what you're going for.
And Sammy's going to be...
I went with Jack. I thought you meant Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn
Me
merged
too.
together.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's just me being stupid.
And they just come out like hot, like... Ugh.
I tried to
Just
say...
like half and half.
I tried to say Sammy and Samoan in the same word, and it didn't work.
Or they could be like...
Samoan Zayn.
Just,
Yeah.
that would have done. Yeah, that would have done.
Yeah.
If Sami Owens and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fused, I'm imagining them like the commentator on the podcast race in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with the two-headed, like, talking to each other and stuff and cracking wise.
Yeah.
You've seen that one, Ross?
Oh, yeah, episode 1.
yes.
Jar Jar Binks, best character.
Yeah.
I do like the noise of the pod races, especially the one with the two things on. It's like... Blah, 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 blah.
That is good.
That's my favourite pod race.
So alien, so out there, so beyond our human comprehension.
What's
What is
it
this
like?
world?
What is it like? They get underwater. There's a whole city down there. What's the chances? Eh?
The Gungans, yeah. God.
Never understood how Jar Jar Binks could swim that far.
He's a lizard. He's an amphibian.
Yeah.
with a bad Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Watto is also a bad stereotype. Anyway, let's just...
Yeah. Hey, speaking of bad stereotypes, no, not the wrestling. It's something else.
What do you... Maffew, did you say what you thought? Are you New Day and Usos?
Yeah.
Possibly. Fair enough.
Because they've had so many matches. This is either going to be another one of those matches, or they're going to go balls out and go, right, we're going to show why we are day one, why we have a name of a show named after us. Well, not us, but our thing that we say.
Yeah, I think that could be a really good one. I'm worried about... I thought... Originally, I was going to say the Fatal 4-Way, but that one will almost definitely have some dodgy booking in it. So I'll go for Lesnar and Roman. Final answer. Ross, what was yours?
The main event when Austin Theory will win the title.
Yes, of course.
Or when Samoan Zayn gets involved and beats up Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
With the power of Samoa pulsating through his veins. His Zanes. End the podcast.
In my Zayn.
Do you think that's all they'll do as well? It's like, why should I join up with you, Reigns, in your bloodline? Nothing you can offer me. And Reigns goes, I can get your documentary finished. All right, cool. I'll help you.
Gets a new passport and everything. Fully commits to the gimmick, to Bruce Pritchard's liking.
And that...
Pauses. Why is the pauses happening?
I've got nothing to say.
Oh.
Good one, Ross.
Cheers.
There you go. That, as they say, is that. Jack's fallen asleep just like that watch on we've got coming out. And why is he falling asleep? Why? Because there's so much stuff that Cultaholic are putting out these last few weeks. If you don't believe me, let's ask the man himself. Jack, what have you got in store for us until the next podcast?
this
Well,
is-
the Culties.
This is a tricky question because I'm confused by the schedule because from my point of view, we've just recorded loads of stuff, but I'm not sure when it's all going out. Just keep an eye on the channel, everyone. Just keep an eye on the channel, you know? Unfortunately, there won't be any more Twitch streams with me and Owen for a bit because, you know, we've got Christmas to do and stuff, so, you know. But I keep an eye on the channel, loads and loads of stuff, and it'll all be fun. Ross.
Several tier lists will come to the channel. The 10 biggest WTF moments for WWE will come to the channel. The 10 biggest WTF moments for AEW in 2021 will come to the channel. I meant 2021 as well for WWE. Several surprise videos. Bit of the YouTube stuff. They'll also come to the channel, which we shot a while ago. And lots of other things which I can't remember.
I've remembered one thing actually. Keep an eye on cultaholic.com to see a few of our writers' nominations for the end of year awards. It's not the same as the Culties, but the categories are slightly different, some of them. But keep an eye on cultaholic.com as well for that. Maffew.
Lovely. I have various Tom-related things to be getting stuck into when they finally emerge from whatever horrors that have been created in. Can't wait to listen and hear and see the response to them. I'm going to leave that ambiguous as possible because the more you know, the less the enjoyment.
Oh, I know.
Until then... Oh, no,
it's enjoyable. Exactly. That's what I'll say. People will like it.
Oh, I hope so. Until then, I'd remind you all that you can, of course, send us your thoughts and queries and everything else to mailbag@cultaholic.com and vote for those fantastic 3 things that we've got for you on tap. Go to patreon.com/cultaholic. And a casual reminder that the Patreon producers, aka the best people in the world right now, Mark Leslie, Reno2200, Noah Anderson, and aka
Akajua.
One day I'll get it, I swear to God. Akajua are our patron producers. They're all mint and
Thank
lovely.
you.
The rest of you are also mint and lovely, just not on the same level. And if you'd like to join all 3 of us, what we're going to point at? The camera, I guess.
Yeah.
On the count of 3. This has been Jack, this has been Ross, this has been me. We're going to look at the camera, point at it, and say the famous expression that we all know and love. 1, 2, 3.
Join
Chickadee.
us. Chickadee.
Chickadee, come Tuesday.
Come.
Come Tuesday.